Yeah.
3. Wait.
He's just 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just 3, okay.
So, the
He's 3
host...
years old.
1, 2, 3... Wait, we have 3 hosts and 3 guests? Damn.
Fear is taking a host slot for today.
I've always been a host.
Okay then, that's different.
The founder of Hisouten and Soku.
Get the fuck out of here.
Two developers here. Soku 2, the Soku 2 developer and the Soku developer.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Blaze, get over yourself.
Oh wait, no, I have to use the Bob's palette, hold on. There we go.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Open this. Close this.
Are you using my deck too?
No, I don't know what your deck is.
Delay bolts, have fun.
Okay.
Just put delayed bolt on anything. I don't know why you play Iku without delayed bolt. That's like the best skill right there. Kills fucking.
It really is the best card, but it's fucking hard to use. Not even Fear uses it.
I think he doesn't use it because he's not.
Time for Iku mirrors, yeah boy.
This is gonna make me cry. I'm gonna be watching on stream.
You're not gonna tune in on the live action?
Right.
Oh, what the hell? He actually knows the air strings.
Let's see if someone will win.
Good luck
hard.
with that.
It's not hard to learn, but it's hard to get good combos. That 6A.
Oh fuck.
Too slow to do this kind of stuff.
God, this character
This
is
shit
slower
is
than
making me
Patchy.
cry. She is slower than Patchy, dude.
I don't get it, how the hell?
What the hell is that leveled up fails like water? And I see Disco Step from fucking Zero Fuse.
Nah, Jesus. Almost.
No, that's not even close.
BAM!
How the fuck do you
Ace,
move with this character? She's so
It's
slow.
I know, right?
Oh, that's right, I got Disco Step.
That doesn't help. Trust me.
I mean, you move a bit better, but...
It doesn't work until level 2, but he has 2 cards. Now you can cancel it into itself. That doesn't. No, you can't use J5A there, because it just drops. Let me watch the live thing. The delay's probably really annoying for the cast, or for the people watching. Wait, I can't connect the Genki's IP, fucking A. Okay.
You can't connect the Genki's host?
I can't spectate from Genki's IP.
Really strange.
What the hell is Genki's hand? At least, like, Zero Fuse is Exodia and Thorns, you know? Don't use that move. It loses to J2A. That doesn't do anything.
Joking. I locked him in the corner. He was died.
Oh no, that one? Okay.
Oh yeah, the first one did nothing, yeah. The second one was actually... I have 2 Exodia in the deck. I have a bunch of cards because
I mean, it's like, why would you use 1 card when you can use 2 cards that locks them down for like 3 times as long?
Yeah, I like to use cards. The logic is kind of...
Oh wow, the scarf.
Yeah, what else is it fucking use? Yep. Oh my god, use like the disrespect version too, the one you can just block because it takes so long. Will there be a fucking 5C after 5AAA?
Oh jeez.
Oh my god, you comboed 6-6C and a 6-6B, what the hell are you guys doing?
I'm playing this correctly.
Yes. Tell me I'm not. Oh
I
wow,
did
that's a good.
I will
I
tell
did it.
you what.
Yeah, combo. Illegal.
Oh my god. You could have added a J5A there.
Combos are hard, man.
On this character, yeah. No, you can't use J5A there, I just fucking told you that.
Okay.
If you use J5A there, it drops because, like, Iku's J5A has next to no fucking on-air tech.
Poopy.
Solid.
You guys don't know how to combo an Exodia though, that's funny.
I mean,
No, it doesn't work.
Best use of spell card ever.
You could have literally done like 60.
Crab Demon is already out. It was like, oh, I can't watch this. Swipe.
Oh crap, we don't need you here, so.
Oh, 6SB. Tech.
Like, I'm not surprised Genki doesn't know how to use Perfect Flight, but Zero, you play Patchy, you're just like doing 6D.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Perfect Flight is definitely not my kind of movement stuff. I don't
I know
even
you
like.
got a very Unga playstyle. This must be new for you.
What the fuck? What is this Unga stuff? I play neutral, goddamn. I just don't play neutral with Perfect Flight characters. I can't do it. Like, it's actually because I have to do this and it doesn't work well on pod. Pretty sure.
This is like the third game?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Hey, Exodia, cool. Okay, you have the. Okay, cool. You have this. That's a really nice move. There we go.
What, 2C? It's awful.
Okay, it's pretty good.
No, it's not. Listen,
this,
Genki, it's no, it's really bad. It's so slow that they can just raise into you and get a free punish. It's really bad.
It's working though.
Maybe because Zero Fix doesn't know how to overgraze. Jesus, you could have hit 4A there in the game.
Alright, let's try this.
No, that wasn't what.
Oh,
Again.
you did like the classic fraud block string.
Almost.
I see a fucking Whisker. Please kill it with Whisker.
I hate this spell. Alright, I'm figuring it out.
Oh, he did full denial, what a scrub.
Actually, I have a plan. If I can actually put it into motion. Already
It's
now.
like-
Ah, this is gonna be hard. Oh, yeah. You got combo?
Did you combo into Whiskers?
Yeah, I did.
No limit.
This dude. Okay, I have something. I just.
Stop using dash attacks on Iku, that's not how you move with her.
Too bad.
What was that J5A, J8A? Are you kidding me? Do you guys not know how to do J5A, J2A?
No, dude. I don't know what J2A is. I play Patchy.
Oh my god.
True.
Oh, you got hit by Disco Ball. What does that jump up in J5C? Fucking A, Genki.
It does damage actually. I was testing combos with this card. It does
Roman
actually.
cancel with Veil. Don't use Veil as a Roman cancel. Just use it as
That's
a reversal.
great.
I mean, yeah, raw disco is great damage, but you did the wrong follow-up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
You did
I
it-
wasn't ready.
Like, you can't really limit off raw disco ball unless you run delay bolt. So if you do get a raw disco ball, you want to set it up so you can get a.
Okay, it does speed damage. I should have. Okay, I could have broken the orb before, but I didn't do it. So my bad.
That move is terrible. Don't fucking use it. Like reversal Thunderdome is awful. It's like 23 frames. It's super slow.
For a combo.
Blaze, are you watching this?
Yeah, this is something.
This is some shit. That's how I describe it. Yeah.
Oh no!
You're done, boy.
The forces. Okay. I can do this. I can do it.
Lol.
I got you.
You guys should stop because Morphman's been like.
No, man, you need a tiebreaker.
Last one then. I
Whoever
think.
wins this one wins the set.
I think we
Telling you
prepare
this-
people enough. It's already 40, 20, 40, so we're kind of late. So this is the last one. I'll try my best.
You want me to experience another game of this shit? Are you guys for real?
Yeah.
Fear. Okay, actually legitimate shit from Genki, except for the Dial A combo.
Dilate. That was gonna cross off in a parallel universe.
What was that disco step? Like you had to walk. Like
It's time! Activate Exodia!
Is that
I
how you
win.
use it?
Yes! I win the neutral for like 5 seconds. It's done. There we go. Oh, already done.
you can just stay in the corner.
Cool.
Actually,
Like, you see how much
I
space he has.
actually I screwed up. I was supposed to use
Oh,
Exodia.
you got the J5C link. Holy shit.
and we
That shit's hard, dude. Oh my god, stop doing Dial A! Oh, okay. Genki is discovered. By the way, Genki using like the worst color palette for this character.
I like it. What the fuck, my man?
Okay, I'm not surprised.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because yeah, I think he's saying you like bad colors, and you have bad taste.
Shame on you.
Wow, charge 6A, and then he fucks up the combo. How does shit get realer than real shit? Oh no,
Oh wow. Shit.
no. Oh yeah, Spring
that's
Haze Iku is fucking stupid.
Hell of a walk.
We have footses? We have footses?
Flysies.
Yeah, Disco. Welcome to the Mirage Zone.
Oh shit.
We have footses? Oh shit.
Just keep spamming the shit out of
Are you gonna wake up Exodia?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
There, there you go. That's my Iku experience, and why I
And
will
that's
never play this character.
and that was the entire stream. I hope you enjoyed.
Podcast is over,
I
guys.
swear to
All
God.
we've learned is that I suck as Iku, and that I should never play this character.
Oh man.
Like, by the way, I think you got, or no, he was at 5C, right? 5C in Exodia.
I don't know, I like to see.
I think you could have flown. I think you could have flown over it to the other corner.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so, aside of that, whatever show it was, this is the 12th episode of the podcast. Flawless podcast of the Celestials. So, today we actually have three guesses. Like, wow, that's a number. That's a real number. So, go ahead, say hi.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah,
People
hello.
and Decarabia.
So,
Decarabia
Robbie
and
has not said
Fear.
anything so far.
yeah, we have well 3 guesses. One is all classic DaBomb, the winner of DC. One of the first
Thank you.
winner of DC.
Thank you. Repeat after me. Guests.
What?
Say it. Guests.
Guests?
Guests.
If you are going to bother with my pronunciation, you are going to waste so much time. No, I mean it's fine. It's just you are going to waste so much time. You will see all this. You will hear all this nonsense. And anyway, we have 3 people. So the classic DaBomb or winner, one of the first winners of the Dream Chaser. Pretty strong Iku, middle level and up, going strong. Yeah, I mean. Okay.
So this being your first podcast, I do want to hear a little bit about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Were you interested in ever joining the podcast in the past? Or did you ever expect to be asked to become a guest for Iku?
I mean, I don't know enough about enough characters to join the podcast as a regular member.
But
It's
you
also like
can-
I just don't have enough interest. I mean, I don't have enough interest in other characters too. Like Fear
Neither
plays
do I.
like how many characters? Like 6 different characters. Blaze plays like everything. You guys have like all alts and stuff. My only alt is like a sandbag son I use to train my like new Iku players.
Hey, that's fine. Just look at me and Morphman. We've been doing this for over 10 episodes now, and we know next to nothing about Soku outside of our mains. And what about you, Decarabia?
I know the feeling because I've been playing for like 6 years and I only know about Iku, so it's not something to be too much proudful, but yeah.
I see. And the other person we have today is, well, Fear Nagae. You've seen him in the past, he was a host before. But yeah, he's here to talk about Iku as well, so get hype.
Hi.
So, I guess we are pretty well.
Like, holy crap.
So I guess we are pretty damn well equipped to talk about Iku. But before jumping into that, I think we have the usual, news section and general topics. So I guess let's go into that. This last weeks have been kind of busy, if you ask me. Like, we had the last Soku Saturday. I mean, not last, but the 100 Soku Sat. That had like 51 participants and 62 viewers. So what about that? That was big.
I'm so disappointed how I did there.
I'm disappointed too. It's fine.
Wait, you weren't even playing, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got DQ'd. Get wrecked, Blaze. Blaze went 0-2 and Soku set 100. Here to hear first, folks.
I tried to focus on college and I realized that it was a waste of time. That.
Whatever you say, Blaze. Whatever you say.
This was probably one of our bigger tourneys, though. I mean, 51 people attending a Soku set? That's crazy.
I mean,
corner assault.
as a Soku Saturday, it's probably pretty big, but as a general tourney, we had other tourneys that had way more participants.
Yeah, well, those ones usually came with they were either like planned months in advance or just had really big prizes to them. This one was probably a bit more special to people because Soku Set is like a long-running series. Like you gotta give shout-outs to Zero. This is 100 tournaments of Soku. That's some dedication.
That's some number.
But yeah, it ended up for Soku Set 100. It ended up with IROC versus Z-Layer in Grand Finals, in which we all thought that Z-Layer was going to win because, well, he's just a good Yomu.
Yeah. But it seems the IROC in the end.
No. Last time IROC and Z-Layer played in bracket was for corner assault. And IROC won that.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, Z-Layer has problems with IROC, even though he plays a character that supposedly IROC says has an advantage over Yukari.
Strange. I mean, Yomu against Yukari, you get a pretty good advantage because of her, crouching hookbox.
Yeah, the hella thick.
Yeah, you can do some pretty strong mix-ups. Really strange.
Pretty thick mix-ups.
I guess IROC is just that good. I mean, we know that you end up fighting him a bunch of times usually when it comes to tourneys. So there is that.
Or she just can't play with Yomu.
Oh jeez.
Okay, I don't think that's going to be the last Soku Set, though. I don't think Tessuro said anything about quitting Soku Set, so that was just like more of a milestone for the tournament series. But outside of that, there was the Dream Chasers 11.
Yeah, I think Soku Saturday is going to probably change, but it's going to continue.
We're getting on the third anime season.
As for
you guys at Soku set 1000.
Oh Jesus. As for Dream Chasers, Dream Chaser 11, sadly we don't have Morphman around now, which is too bad because he was the winner of two Dream Chasers. And
how many times has finals been Morphman versus Splinter?
Twice.
Only two times. Only two times.
Okay, it was starting to feel like RX versus Magister over and over again.
Yeah, don't worry. The next DC is probably going to be the last.
Morphman and Splinter.
It's probably going to be the last Dream Chaser for those two because we are probably going to kick him out. Probably. We need to figure out the algorithm. The algorithm of mid-level stuff.
So Morphman and Splinter haven't been banned yet, but is that because like
Morphan's gonna get banned? Splinter is like hotly debated.
Huh.
Splinter is
Yeah,
basically
like Al, that's the exact reason I don't want to ban Splinter, because I don't want to ban someone before they ever won a tournament.
Yo, this is what happened to Splinter during the Rising Stars days. He tried so hard to win
No.
every single
During
game.
Rising Stars, like Rising Stars discontinued before Splinter won a tournament.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. So he got cucked of a victory anyway. But no, DC is not going to do that to you, Splinter. So don't worry.
we will see. We will see. I'm pretty sure that we are going to kick out Morphman after the next turn.
We're gonna kick out Morphman now. What are you talking about? He won 2 in a row. Like, he
Again, no. Let me do my thing. Damn it. I have plans. I have everything under control. Don't worry. I have my. We are going to have some guidelines to, ban people and make everything logical and balance and whatever. It's not easy. But but outside of lack of balance because I'm retarded, there was another more interesting tourney, if you ask me. Beginner beatdown. So Irish started a new kind of type of tourney, which is aimed only at which is aimed mostly at, but it's aimed only at beginners. And that was pretty big. That was actually really damn big. It had, I think, 37 participants.
More than Dream Chasers.
Yeah, I had a lot of your friends.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty amazed. It had more people than Dream Chasers. Wow, damn. And I think that went well. As a first beginner beatdown, I think the general balance of the tourney was pretty okay. The winner wasn't someone too strong, and hey, Irish is awake.
Continue.
Yeah, sorry, I was. And I think the tourney went pretty well, and it was pretty balanced. But I have no clue yet how Irish is going to actually balance the tourney, because, as you know, the tourney happens every 2 Dream Chasers, which kind of translates to the tourney happens every month. And because of that, it's pretty obvious that every time a new beginner beatdown happens, you're going to see a different top 8, unless people are really lazy and don't do absolutely nothing for an entire month. Like 1 month is a lot. So I don't know. I have hopes for the beginner beatdown. Oh, and lastly,
sorry, let me ask you this about beginner beatdown.
Oh.
Though. Why do you think that beginner beatdown ended up getting a lot more participants? Do you think it was because of the Reddit post, or do you think it was because that people find DC to be a bit too competitive of an environment for them to actually join?
So it's obvious that we have the Discord channel, Discord server itself, has many people. And as you can see from the beginner channel being used a lot, we actually have a lot of people that are either starting the game, don't know enough about the game, or aren't that strong. So even when you try to change the difficulty level of the tourneys up to a mid-level, it seems to be not yet enough to catch, the people's attention. So when you actually get down a beginner tourney, it seems everyone, the bushes, comes out and is like, okay, let me play, let me try. I want to try playing this tourney.
Do you want to explain why we set up beginner beatdown to be monthly?
Alright.
That would be a good idea. Actually, shit, I couldn't remember. The idea was to make it so people don't get too focused on only a tourney, because honestly, we have every week something is happening. Something is happening. 1 week we get a podcast, then ideally the week we get a podcast, there should be also the Sanger Swiss tourney. Was it a Swiss? Yeah, I think it's a Sunday Swiss. Mm-hmm. And the week where there is no podcast, you get Dream Chaser. But in the same week, there could also be Soku Saturday. So depending on the week, you get a lot of stuff going on. So the beginner beatdown. Oh, also Irish is explained that in the chat, but I think generally it was to prevent having too many stuff going on. Also, I think. Beginner beatdown is monthly to encourage people to move into Dream Chaser, and also to prevent the schedule from getting flooded with tourneys. Yeah, okay, sounds about right. Yeah.
I feel like we should ban multiple people every single time we have a beginner beatdown. Just like ban the top 3 or something like that.
Yeah, beginner beatdown is not like a Dream Chaser. This is a tournament for beginners, so I imagine just about every beginner beatdown there's going to be more than at least 2 bans.
I understand. I completely understand the point, but I feel the bans should happen every 2 tourneys.
No. Genki, here's the thing. Beginner beatdown will always pull people from Dream Chasers. If you wanna like have this as a step up to Dream Chasers, you need to constantly ban a lot of people. Because this is not the main tournament. This is supposed to be a support for Dream Chasers. Therefore, you don't want people to stay in this tournament. It goes against your interests.
2 months? No, it's monthly.
Every 1 month.
Every month there is a beginner beatdown. Let me ask Irish. Irish, you are in the friggin' chat. Tell me right about now what's the general idea of banning?
Norimac is here. This shit is lit.
So, give me the general idea of the bans for beginner beatdown.
While he thinks of that, I think that people who are getting around close to top 8 in Dream Chasers should not be like top 8 in Dream Chasers is pretty high enough as it is. So anybody who can get up to there in Dream Chasers should not be in beginner beatdown, at least to start off with.
Okay, so
like Irish, if people just stay in beginner beatdown and don't play in Dream Chasers, that strategy doesn't work.
Why don't we?
I don't think it's wise to ban people based on how they do in DC because it's a different tournament. We should just ban them for beginner beatdown because they do well in beginner beatdown. Yeah, there you go. Like Psycho won last time. Psycho's fucking gone. Like 34.
I mean, yeah, Psycho played pretty well, so.
It was 34, and who else was?
Kanako play well.
34 and Madoka, right? But like I banned those 2 as well.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean,
yeah, like 34 and Madoka have been here for a while. Like they play in Dream Chasers, they get like top 12, top 16, shit like that.
I also guess I forgot to consider that if the beginner beatdown is always that big, like around 40 people, then seeing someone win means that they had to fight like at least 5 or so different people, kind of. So there is that to take into account. They want a skill level to be built up, and
well, I mean, Irish, like ban the top 3 from the past tournament for now, you know. Like for now, I'm just gonna ban like Seka 34 and Madoka because they kind of ran away with the tournament. Like Madoka dropped a couple of games to other people, but other than that, it was just those 3 like running around over everyone. And then
I don't know why 34 was allowed to begin with. Seems okay. Seems like a good player. You guys botting.
I mean, it's more that people couldn't block his jank. That was the main thing people didn't do against him. As soon as like Seka came up, Seka's like, okay, I'm Sanae, I can hold 4. My defense is good, you know. Like,
and then the same thing happens with Sanae because she just spams 63 and 6 XP, and suddenly everyone disintegrates.
I mean, yeah, those
you might as well ban Oku.
Those moves beat Masters because they have ridiculous priority.
You might as well ban Oku from BB. Too strong.
Isn't
classic.
That what some people were like bitching about? They're like, don't allow any Oku mains in beginner beatdown. It goes against the spirit of the tournament.
And yet, that didn't happen.
There wasn't a single one, was there?
Yeah.
I didn't see a single Oku main.
So yeah, I think. Oh yeah, we kind of stopped on the BB. There was also like literally yesterday. Yesterday. The Magician tourney. I actually didn't watch that, so if anyone saw it or participated in it, go ahead and tell me something.
Rip me, rip Seagets, rip Hazelin. It's been nice knowing you guys. The patches are done. It's time to pack it up.
Rip. But Chili got killed.
So this
Why
was
didn't
a pretty...
Seagets-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why didn't Seagets play Marissa?
Because Yosupal had one day decided that Seagets was not going to play anybody else but Marissa in this tournament. To which Seagets decided that he would turn around and just tell Yosu, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go play for Patchy's team. And we needed it.
And
we
he got bodied.
needed a lot of backup. Me and Seagets could not hold the library fort by ourselves. And there was gonna be IROC part of Team Patchy as well. But he was just a little too late, and Tessira couldn't open up the brackets, so Patchouli inevitably went down. Everybody else, though, you know, this was a really...
IROC and Patchy probably would have won the tournament. Like,
Maybe.
I've never seen Ron's Marissa. I know that Dragon's Alice is legitimate, but Dragon's Alice is like super, like, catch heavy. So IROC will be able to defend that.
I don't know, how'd you feel about Team Alice, Blaze?
I trusted Owl to do much of everything. I'm glad FBF got high, because honestly, if Patchouli had survived and FBF wouldn't have done as well as he did, probably would have gone down. But I was mostly depending on Owl to
But, like,
get
why
really
was
high and
Draconius
win.
playing Marissa too? Like, Draconius is an Alice main, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, probably. But then, I don't know, maybe he thinks that Marissa just bodies the shit out of Alice, so he might as well pick Marissa. Too bad, like, we didn't actually beat Marissa. Marissa just killed herself. Because thank you, Gorillas, for pressing 6-3 and mashing every time so you get hit.
So, that was actually the first phase of the tournament. Tessira said that with this tourney, he would have two phases. One was the elimination period, so Patchy is not dead, so Alice and Marissa move forward. So this is the next phase, where it will be a team-based bracket. And it's going to be...
battle, right?
Yeah, it's a crew battle of the top 5 for each character supporting. Now, with Marissa, they have Ron, Draconius, 34 Texture, and Coco, and then Alice, they have Blaze Dragon, Device Owl, Fireball, Flame, 1, and Remox. So stay tuned for that, and you'll find everything on Tessira's channel. But I will say for this, oh crap, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh no, that's right, shoutouts to Thiena for making this excellent graphic. Because he does
As
too
usual.
much, yeah, as usual, he does all the work for us, you know? Just be sure to pay him at Fox Girls.
Someone pay this man. Oh boy, oh boy.
If you got mod, it's fine.
I don't think that's a payment as much as, you know, oh jeez.
Welcome to the zone.
God damn. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, so outside of tourneys, these days we had quite a few changes around the entire Discord server, you know? We had new mods. What about that? Like, I mean, I don't know much about that because I should be in the mod channel, but I don't.
I still can't believe Irish is a fucking mod.
I think I believe I'm
my French.
a mod.
Okay, it's time to voice your opinions. Genki, Fear Nagae, Blaze Dragon, you guys are the senior mods, so just go at it. What do you think?
Before it was just us 4. I don't really. I guess it's like a bigger group, I guess. And you know what? To be honest, most of my opinions were a little were besides Spike Spiegel, who usually supports me. The other 3 mods don't really agree with me on some of the things. Fear sometimes, but I don't know. I think the new mods probably agree with me a little more on what I say. So.
So you get more power for your gorilla. Gorilla?
Yep.
Gorilla? Wait. Yeah, if you ask me, I think having more mods is in general pretty useful because I feel like the mod channel was kind of flat sometimes. It needed some more people to voice different opinions and give a different angle on ideas, you know?
But like,
So
here's the thing. Like, mods are supposed to like moderate the main channels, right? I can't see Zero Fuse and Irish actually moderating. They just like unban anyone who gets banned like that. That's what they're here for.
Come on, give those people a bit more credit. Come on.
I'm in my honeymoon period right now. I mean, the day everybody was announced mod, we were kind of just tested right away in the channel. Just like, oh man, mods are shit. New mods are terrible. Just ban us already. To that, I say like, just chill out. Just give it time.
No,
the mods will settle.
can wait. You guys can wait. Hisouten Poetry Slam will return.
Fear, what do you think?
I don't really know what to think. Like, I think more mods is always a good thing, but just see. I have no opinion. I think it's good.
All right, that's simple enough. If you think it's good, then it must be good. I'll be sure to. I'll try to not let you down.
That's because Fear is a dictator in the Malaysian community.
Wow!
Yeah, he's a good
Here
dictator.
is the Malaysian community.
He's Malaysian.
Okay,
No,
but
I'm
yeah.
a good.
The
I'm
new-
a liberal
Sorry, go
mod.
I'm sorry, I was going to say that the new mods are Ionator, Theana, myself, Irish, Fahim, Hazelin, Nitin, who is a channel mod for the Soku channel. Then there's Ham, who's now the mod of the Espanol channel. And then I think the beginner channel ended up getting 2 new mods, one of them being Daka Wolf, and then I don't remember who the other one is actually.
Wait, what does Nitten do?
It was Gary Takeshi.
Oh, it was Gary Takeshi? I thought it was also Daka Wolf.
Yeah, it was those two.
Yeah.
Those
They
two
moderate
moderate
the-
Soku Beginner.
the
By the
beginner
way,
channel.
shoutouts to Zoki for moderating the hentai channel.
Oh yes, that's right, Zophie is now the official mod of the Loot channel. If you are in that channel, you are under her
How
jurisdiction.
many times has Megafox gotten banned already?
Wait, what does Nitten
Like he
do?
just like posts like any like thing. Like he doesn't even post an image, just posts like a reaction. Gets banned for like an hour by Zophie. No,
Oh,
no,
man.
Mac. Zophie manages to over moderate that channel. You have no fucking idea.
Yeah, she's doing alright.
Jeez, oh man. Whew. So, let's see. What else happened these days? Oh yeah, the friggin' Discord update happened. Now we have categories for the channels.
Al, we just said that Zophie became a mod of Food channel.
The new categories, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as they came out, I think there was a lot of complaints over the channel organization, and things are
Yeah.
just too far spread apart, and you can't quite organize everything the way you want them to, and have everybody else kind of agree on them. But in my opinion, with the new categories, it is organized. But it's like fancy organized. I don't know if it's like conveniently organized, because some channels
Yeah.
are like between the general channel and this main Soku channel, like. And this is gonna sound silly, but people don't like scrolling up and down so far, just just to change channels in between,
Fucking bring him back to IRC. Bring him
I
back
mean-
to IRC.
I don't think you need organization if you just remember where the fuck all your channels are, so it's kind of redundant. Like, it just adds more space to scroll.
Remember that you can also hide the muted channels. So those channels you don't visit pretty often, you can click on the, I think on an empty space on the channel list, right click, and then hide them.
The BR community is set up better.
I mean, my only muted channel is politics.
How organized.
Muting channels. Not everybody does that, though. They kind of join the server and then they expect, like, the main things to be at the top. You have to remind people that you can actually mute channels, and I don't think everybody knows that. And then there's Morphman, who has literally every channel but maybe like 5 or 6 unmuted.
With, like, ping on message enabled.
Overall, people I kind of don't want to just scroll down for some reason. I know shit.
Lazy motherfuckers.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Bring him
I
back
guess.
to IRC.
Why?
I don't think it's, like, honestly, this isn't that important of a topic. Like, it's just everyone has to remember where their channels are again. That's it.
You're right.
So, I guess that's the general recap of what happened, unless I'm missing something. Did anything else that we should mention happen? Did I miss anything?
No, that should be it.
Okay, so I guess we can move on onto the actual topic for today. So I guess let's see. I wonder if this is even a valid topic now. So with the new coming of the beginner beatdown, the dream chaser, we have a lot of beginners, you know, and I think the beginner to mid level is going pretty well as far as the community goes. But what about the level outside of beginner and middle, let's say? What do you think about that, Blaze? Because I know you have your general complaints about that.
What did you ask?
What do you think about? Again, I said that the beginner to middle level is pretty decent. People are studying the game, doing their best, playing tourney, you know, actually trying what they can.
I mean,
but the level outside of the middle to high, people are kind of
I guess because that's the harsher step, right? Like when it comes to improving, moving from mid level to high level. But I think people are just staying right there, and that's their own decisions. I don't think they're trying at all.
Dude, I'm fucking trying hard to get out of mid tier.
Okay, I'm not talking about you. You're different.
I don't like how you phrase that, Blaze.
Okay. Now I gotta name every specific person that happens. All right, person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all okay with the level they're in, and they say that they're taking advice, but I don't think they're fully like applying it. And it's okay to be like, it's okay to be happy with the level you're at, even if you're just mid level. And you win, like, if you're at the bomb's level, I honestly don't see why you would be complaining about being bad, because you're doing okay for the most part. Now, there's been a lot of beginners. I don't know, there's been like a rush of beginners. So if you see Soku beginner, there's like a lot of new people that I don't even know. And most of them, like, yeah, actually yesterday, I told this guy that I would give them a Blaze roll if they took one round from a Yuyuko, and he only played for 15 days, and I actually got fucking bodied one round, so I'm sad because I lost one round with Yuyuko.
Where is this guy?
He's Fran Burger, I think.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Isn't he just spell Rain Dance?
No, he's a Reimu player.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he used Yokai Buster and had a lot of reversals, so I got bodied for one round. Yuyuko sucks.
The new meta. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh boy. The new meta. I'm ready.
I told him he had 3 months to take one round off of me, and he took it in 15 games.
So, as you were saying, I guess some people aren't trying hard enough, or at least that's what you feel. So, is there like any advice you will, like, anything you will say to people that aren't trying enough, or to get out of this mud, let's say?
There are people who are way too competitive about the game.
That's true. Is also that
like their skill level, like they're projecting like how competitive they are onto how strong they want to be instead of how strong they are. And when they don't, like, and occasionally it gets to like a really large disparity. There are some players who I've played in casual sets in the past couple of months, and I kind of bodied them, but then they still think they can go even with me. Like, they still claim to be like even with me, which is kind of, like, it's insulting to me, but it's also just like, in a word, delusional. There are people who are getting better than you, and even if like you were at the same level with them at one point, or they're below you at one point, they can pass you. They will pass you. You know. If your skill level in the past just has no bearing on how good you are right now.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with that.
So,
also, like, my advice is general, just have fun, because I honestly, I myself, I don't want to see people complaining that they're bad. Okay, so I'd rather you just have fun and be okay with being at the level you're at than actually try to get farther. You know, because it's really convenient to say, oh, I learned the game already, but the game isn't letting me get any better. And then turn around and say, like, oh, I can go even with this guy. Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
Imply, I can't go even with. Okay, no. Okay, let's stop.
I mean, iron. Character matchups in this game is like I'm not gonna say shit about your character matchup.
Really shit.
Tactics and habits, but there's very few matchups in this. Like, I think even a 6-4 matchup is not worth complaining about. 6-4 matchup is still winnable. You just need to know what you're doing.
But let's say the matchup is actually a problem. Even if that's the case, you can simply take a counter pick of the matchup, learn the character enough to not die against that character, and simply keep playing the game like that.
Here's the thing. If you play a low tier character that has like 7-3 and 6.5, 3.5 matchups, like
that's on you.
Don't complain when you lose, because that's not the point. Like, in the wise words of Sanford motherfucking Kelly, pick a top tier.
And
you don't pick a low tier and then play this game competitively. That's not how it works.
Or you can be a big grown man and simply take the hard work you have to do to win.
Yeah, but like you have to do a lot of hard work and you have to go through a lot of bull crap matchups.
Which is fine, honestly. I mean, I personally I'm fine with that. But if some people aren't fine, and it's understandable, really, then change character, think about something, new tactics, make something. Just blaming the game will not make you better.
Don't look at a tier list and say I'm gonna play Oku, and then when you get bodied by like some racing player, don't say, oh my god, this matchup's garbage. You knew what you were getting into. Don't start shit.
Basically.
As someone who goes even or loses by a few games against the best Oku player in the world.
The sadness. The sadness. I mean, yeah, something like that. I guess it shows that in the end, it's all about trying hard and doing what you can. I mean, that's how I feel, at least. So to go back to the original point, I guess what you want to, what you're suggesting is just to keep trying, right? Or change character, or don't stop.
No. You need to change your mindset. That's the most important thing. Like, if you're feeling depressed about the game, where it's like, oh, there's this and this and this and this, right? You change your mindset. Like, I didn't really have, like, after winning Dream Chasers, like, I didn't really have a goal to learning my character and etc. And so basically, I decided to pick up Delay Bolt as an alt skill, and then with that as like my main deck. And since then, I've actually been able to like use the skill, and that's like how I've been judging my skill level. Like, I'm just tying it into this one skill. Like, can I limit off it? Can I limit with it? Can I pressure with it? Can I crush with it? It's been going kind of well, but it's still slow because the skill is so open-ended, right? That kind of like goal or like intermediate like goal is what you really need. Like, people say like, oh, I need to like win Dream Chasers, but then they've been here for like a week. Like, get over yourself, learn a combo, and then like talk about like next I'll learn an air-to-air combo. Like, that's the goal you should be setting for yourself. Don't get over don't get too into your head. Like, those super long-term goals, they're pretty damn far off, and you're gonna get really frustrated if you don't like meet it in a while.
I guess I mean having not a dream, an objective, even if it's hard to reach, I think it's fine to think about winning Dream Chaser. You can do it one day. Tourney is not going anywhere, so having an objective is fine. Just don't think you can win instantly. That's the only problem.
I mean, don't think you can win instantly, and don't think you can like change a player matchup instantly, right? Like, I can take like a game off IROC. It doesn't mean I'm better than IROC, you know? It doesn't mean it's not like I'm gonna beat IROC in a best of 5 or a best of 3.
I feel though that these days we don't have many people being like that. I feel like we have, in the beginner channel at least, we have many people that know their own level and they know what they are facing. So there is that.
I mean, that's fine. Like, that's expected of the community, right? There's like a certain level of maturity you want in a community this old.
Wait, what?
Toho attracts weird people.
Tell me something I don't know. So yeah, I guess
everyone's aspirations. I just want to get good with Delay Bolt, dude. That skill is so godlike. It's so fun to use. I mean, like, just recently I got like my first full limit against a player off a raw bolt, That's exciting.
Let me ask this same question about the community and how they perceive the level and such to our guests. So you guys, what do you feel about the general community situation?
I mean, it's a vocal minority that's making the situation kind of negative.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to hear Decarabia, Fear, tell me something.
You mean the skill level or the mentality?
Mentality.
Both.
There's been kind of a mentality issue in the chat recently, where people like blow up, get really salty, like they lose games and they don't like talk about it. Like they'll blame the matchup instead of anything else. Like, what do you think about that kind of like that mindset issue in chat recently?
Yeah, I think that people can have other mindsets depending on how much the environment is putting you in this position. Because if you think about it, it's when you see the Soku game and the whole context of it, it's not like it takes itself too much seriously. And to become really good, you have to be serious in a way that I don't mean serious in a way that you will simply get frustrated and be angry at everything, the matchups and people. I mean, get serious with your hard work, like you were talking about there, because you have to realize that you have to play, but also study and practice. And I've been thinking, I don't know how it's usually done in the Japanese community, but when you see people playing on Twitter, they just post the IP and then play and don't, and sometimes I mean most of the times they don't seem to communicate after that. Maybe it's
Well, on
people-
the JP Discord, they do communicate sometimes, and I have seen one person complain one time, and it was a Sawako player, of course. But there's a different mentality that comes along with the culture
yeah
of Asian communities. How is it in Brazil anyway? Like, how are new people in Brazil? Do they complain a lot? Do they?
Yeah, in Brazil, I can say that I think that our culture is more. We are more open to each other and have more fun. I mean, between ourselves, like memes and other personal issues.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
I've seen
yeah,
South America be like that. They're not very angry people. They're not bitter.
Some people do get salty and angry about the stuff, but we tend to deal with many things with jokes and other memes. So I think that it helps a bit with not I mean hate quitting or just losing focus too much. So it's something like we do get frustrated, but it's also because of the fun environment. We can just forget about it and continue.
Yeah.
But I think that in both cases, in toxic, when you think about toxic mentality in, I don't know, North America or Europe, and even South America, we do have some great players, but it's still not the mentality I was talking about going to improve and focusing yourself too much on it. Because you have to be aware of how you're not going to be having the results you may sometimes be expecting all the time. Because like the bomb was saying, about long-term goals, I think it's nice to have them, but you must also have short-term goals like some list to make you feel how do I say it? You feel accomplished, because if you go for a long time without feeling that you accomplished anything, you will this will also make you frustrated and salty and make you want to quit the game. Because putting in practical example, let's say that your goal is to win that one tournament, and you feel frustrated because some time has passed and you have not achieved yet, and you must not just put the goal there that I must win it. You must analyze what you think you're lacking and put it as objectives. For example, how do I do that string better, or deal with this certain matchup better, or practice this thing. I mean, you have to put some organization into it.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a list of people I'm gonna fuck up in the future, and that's it. The rest I know how to
What?
do.
Can you elaborate on this? I'm like actually interested.
No, I used to have that list just keeps diminishing because as I kept fucking up more people, I took out more names. But even if I don't even if I beat them, like I want to beat them harder, so they're still on that list. But I'm not gonna say what it is.
I rock, watch out, Blaze is coming for you.
Oh no, he's almost crossed out of the list. It's fine.
Even though you guys go like 50-50 in tournaments.
Not in the last sets.
Not in the last couple tournaments now.
It's the hit list. It's honestly the hit list is kind of fun.
So going back to beginners, mid-levels, and getting better in the game, there's a lot of stagnation, I've realized. People end up getting stuck, like we had said before, and sometimes I feel like it's because of the lack of resources. Sometimes the resources are a bit too scattered. Do you think it's even the resources? Do people even look for them?
I mean, no, they're hard to find, honestly. And there is a lack of resources. I'm gonna respect the fact that, you know, Okizeme in this game is fucking ridiculous. I just saw Genki try to teach Irish Okizeme yesterday. I was like,
okay, no, wait. Okay, no, wait. If you when I play anyone, my Okizeme works. In my defense, teach is something that generally works perfectly, like 100% for me.
Yeah, with Unga Kompaku maybe, but
get out! I play Mailing, I play Suika, I play Yum, I play Rim, I play a bunch of characters in the same way, and it works every single time.
That's because they're all Unga.
God damn it! I even play Subaku like that. Oh, goddamn.
Oh, you definitely can do that with Suako. Anyway, yeah.
Damn it.
I'm sure like Genki knows also that Okizeme isn't very simple.
No, it's not.
Combos are a little more understandable, but they're still not that easy. There's also what buttons are you supposed to press in neutral. That can be fixed a little easier, more individually, but you can still tell people. Sure, there can be a lot more resources. Just because Soku just has a lot of variables that you don't need.
No, Okizeme is not simple.
Okay, wait. Let me say this. The Okizeme would be simple if it wasn't for the fact that even if you understand how to actually apply it correctly, depending on the character you are fighting, it's still nonsense. Like, I checked Chirno and Patchouli and other characters, they have such a huge tech roll that even if you actually get to them again, you are in mid-screen. What are you gonna do? Who cares? You are in mid-screen again.
It's more like good luck pressuring Remelia, what the hell?
Yeah, that's true. Like, doing Okizeme isn't even hard. Some people and some characters, they just want to tech roll. So you don't even need to do a 50-50. You just know they're going to tech roll away. So you just follow their tech roll, but then you're in mid-screen. And you get nothing anyway, so whatever.
Well, okay, how do you find something that's complicated? Something that a lot of people can't do, but you swear to God that there's a lot of good players doing it. And look at all the beginners, look at all the some of the mid-levels. They can't do Oki. So by that definition, like, the concept is hard. It's just it's just possible to do once you get to a certain level, and maybe not every character. Okay, I'm not gonna say that I can Oki every single character, but I can Oki at least 90% of them, and most of the time I can't get mashed, I can't get wake up backdashed, I can't get wake up chicken blocked, and that's good Oki right there. And it's possible, but the fact that a lot of people can't do it means that it's in a certain way too complicated to just look at it and do it simply without understanding the game a little farther.
Wait.
Well, it's also like there are characters with like really bad movement or like really slow movement, and it's a lot harder to Oki with those characters just because you have to react to those massive tech rolls, and it's like it's just not possible to cover both spaces, like both the neutral tech roll and the like middle tech roll. It's not possible to cover both those options and get like abilities on both. You have to commit to one.
Can I say something about this? I feel like we are talking about Okizeme right now, which is actually really important. But I feel that when it comes to people kind of stuck in Soku, it's more of a neutral problem. Like, because of how the neutral game works, people aren't really sure how to approach, how to defend, and so the entire
thing is not neutral though. I mean,
no, I mean, some people have problem with people just holding 6D. I jump 7. I jump 9. J5A.
I honestly, I feel like it's all just more mechanics. Because I've seen people that drop combos and then get air tech and get hit on the face for dropping a combo, or they can't finish a combo and they try to set up bullets, but they can actually air tech before the bullets even come out and hit them on the face. That right there is mechanics. So I feel like even if people just 60 hero, as long as their mechanics is good, look at iRock for like the first 2 years, his mechanics were pretty okay, and he beat people whenever they try to air tech, but he wasn't really a good neutral player, and he can tell you that himself. Like, he just crushed people when he got him into the corner because he's just consistent in his stuff.
I don't know. I feel that there are some specific things in Soku that if you don't know, it gets really hard to get better. Like, okay, no, actually, doing the neutral correctly, that's not easy because the game is kind of whatever in neutral. Okizeme, it's not simple because doing Okizeme itself, just reaching people, you have to read the role and then do stuff on the role, and then you
position yourself.
And after that, then it starts the pressure, and even pressure, that's not simple. Some people don't know how to actually do correctly the pressure.
And what if you get a hit, right? Like, and are you supposed to react to the hit and then combo into knockdown again?
Yeah.
Like, that's not really easy, I guess.
I think that improving neutral is all about playing more games, but not just playing games, but playing smart. Because you have to, because I mean, sometimes mostly with beginners and maybe some mid, the focus is on how do I achieve things to win the game, but it's not necessarily how that you're making the moves that will win. Is that you're actually learning to have a better neutral, because it's something that you could be conditioning yourself to just win using certain moves, but you're not getting the real depth of it. So yeah, it's something that you have to, it's not something natural, I guess. You have to keep reminding yourself and focus on how things are going in the neutral game, and try to learn something new or have some other connections every game.
They used the brain. That's how Alice won yesterday. They used the brain on fucking Onga Marissa players. So right there.
Whatever you say, Blaze.
even FBFNL did it. So.
Overall, there are many things make it so simple to play. So I guess people stuck playing and not knowing where to go isn't strange. So in the end, I guess the way to get better is to play the game, as good old Howl says.
Good old Owl.
I think once people start realizing like the things they're weak at when it comes to Soku, they should really just start labbing this stuff like you did yesterday on your stream. Because when you lab your Okizeme, or when you lab certain tech, you just start figuring things out. And once you start applying things like that to your game, you perform better.
you actually you said something I completely forgot. Fucking go into practice mode. God damn, I feel that people never check anything from combos to block strings to Okizeme to whatever. Check
Dude, I
what
don't
your
like
cards
practice
do.
mode. I don't
I
like
don't
practice
care if
mode.
you don't like it. Go into practice mode.
No,
You
here's what I
suck.
do. I find someone like that wants to actually like lab with me, like against another player.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's better to find someone because you can't force
Hmm.
the computer to ground tile. You can't force him to be. You can't force him to
Okay.
chicken block. You can't force him to mash.
That's actually better. Okay, so if you don't like to go into practice mode alone, find a practice partner. Yeah, exactly. You need to lab out some of those options, some of those like setups, how the cards works, how to do iron blockables, how to get pressure correctly, and so on and so on. Practice mode kind of sucks, but if you get a practice partner, you can get both better.
Hold on,
That
give-
takes
give me
quite a
second
lot
here.
for Owl.
So like, yeah, Al, you're talking about like the Soku macro. I don't want to use Soku macro. I don't want to spend 5 minutes setting up one situation so I can practice for like 30 seconds and like figure something out.
And like,
that's
I feel like
that's not a good use of time.
at that point, I'd rather just practice it online because I actually can, practice it online because I can see situations much better than most people. But most people, I guess, even still, they would be bored to fucking set up 5 minutes for Soku macro.
Yeah, but like the people who aren't like people who don't perform like at least okay in casual Soku matches, they can't like set up the situations that they're looking for. They, they're struggling in like neutral, and then like they only get the small opportunity every now and then to test their new tech, which is why you'd want a lab partner. But I mean, if before you get to that, you'd want to practice your neutral, I guess. And also, Fahim, I don't think you would be wasting anyone's time. You just have to ask them. Like, if somebody's up for like labbing or anything, that you're just not wasting their time. Like, you could ask me. I will lab anything with you because I'm actually kind of interested in Alice, but low key.
It can't be that
Low
hard.
key,
I mean,
'cause I'm streaming.
I have both like Irish and Splinter as a training partner for this kind of stuff, and I check a lot of stuff whenever I have time.
You helped Splinter do his Oki?
No, I
Because if you did,
okay, what are you implying, right? What are your implications, sir?
you met his Ember Oki.
First, no, I didn't have actually Splinter do. Okay, explain some basics of whatever. But
What's the difference between Ember Oki and Blue Fire Oki? I need to know this.
Well, Ember is just a little shit that barely lights up anything.
Okay, I want to defend myself here. I swear, you can ask Splinter. I explained to him a lot of stuff, but he has another time actually doing what I say. And so it kind of looks garbage. Okay, come on. The dude is trying really well, okay? He's doing well. You can tell me he's doing badly. Come on. Freaking hell. Anyway, yeah, I generally play in practice mode together with Irish or Splinter, and God damn.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I have a video. Or, I'm sorry. I have an image to put up. Go ahead, continue.
Oh jeez. Anyway, yeah. So we have made clear the point that if you're stuck, the game isn't at fault. Clearly, and if you need to get better, the only way you can do this is probably by playing with people, understanding better the game, understanding matchups, and most of all, practice the game itself in practice mode or with someone as a training partner. So, am I forgetting something?
About what? Stagnation?
Yeah, I mean, in the. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. If you I see that sometimes people, when they feel stuck, they tend to affirm themselves in a really solid way of I'm just bad, or I can't learn anything anymore, or I've hit a wall. Those things are they are real. It's sometimes people do get stuck, and it's the feelings are real, but you have to look at things from other perspectives, because if you play the games just focusing on how you are doing those things bad, or how you or how the opponent is just better, then of course you'll not be helping yourself. You have to realize how you can recognize that this is something that is happening, okay, but you are not a slave to it. You can open up new possibilities by, like I said, playing smart. That it's not exactly doing good moves or just being intelligent and winning games. No, even losing, if you are playing smart, you are learning how the opponent is doing the things that he's doing, or how you could improve by watching it. So if you feel that you're stuck, or if you're just bad, you have to doubt yourself. Like, no, it's not like that. I have been improving, or I have still room to improve. So don't fall too easily to self-depreciation, or just the feeling that the wall is too big.
Can't say it's wrong. I mean, it's pretty correct.
Yeah, he's right.
Another thing that Al said is that you can play other fighting games, and those actually do help a bit in playing Soku too.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Soku is a
Al is
fighting
right.
game.
I mean, he's portrayed a really respectable option.
Yeah, playing more fighting games gives you a different view on other things, and you can try to apply that to Soku. And sometimes it actually works, and you get better. You also learn more execution, more ideas, different game plans, etc., etc. It's if you ask me, it's good to play other fighting games to get better at Soku. Though, if you don't like the genre of fighting games, then there is not much to say.
Can I just say, why does Splinter get Splinter lore? I don't get DaBomb lore. I'm just like that Iku. What is this fire? I don't fucking get it.
It's based on his name. I call Splinter. There is a story behind his name. That's why.
I can. Oh my god.
Top 10 Hisouten memes. Splinter.
I mean, I have a story behind my name too. Do I get lore? What the fuck?
Okay, wait. I actually want one of those days. I actually do want a fucking podcast episode on top 10 Hisouten Soku this community memes, because I'm pretty sure we can actually reach more than top 10.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
Genki, you don't want that. You not winning that would be the first one on the list.
I don't care. I want that. I want to see it. Come on.
Just as long as it's just better, isn't on that.
Oh, that was good too. The just better. I like
Oh
that.
my god.
That was a good one. Anyway, I know melancholy. I don't know. Anyway,
Hyper FIFA.
I think we went pretty wild on this topic. I think it's a pretty important one after all. Zero, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Good. What do we do? Do we jump on Iku, or do we?
We have one more topic to cover, I think, and it's entertainment
ideally, yeah.
in Soku.
Okay, then we can continue with that. So I guess this connects to the stagnating. Wait. Well, this connects with the precedent. So you were saying before, Blaze, that people should enjoy the game, but how?
What? I mean, how am I gonna dictate to people how they want to have fun in the game?
Yeah, they can't just play the game, man. No, there's other forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean another way of entertainment besides playing the game?
Connected to the game, but yeah.
Connected to the game somewhat. You can't.
Okay. Let me
something that's connected to the game.
Let me explain. Okay, let me explain. For example, do you think it's fun to play the game play a character with different alts, skills, and make it new?
Yeah, I
don't
see a problem with that. The problem I see when people are using decks, creating decks, is that they make characters, they make decks with the purpose of them being worse. The meme decks. The thing with meme decks is that it's not a meme unless it's inherently a bad deck, and I don't like that, honestly. Even though people have fun with it. I like it. I like it when people like use different alts with the purpose of just experimenting or finding different ways to play a character. I don't like making decks for the purpose of just being bad decks in general. That's just stupid to me.
Right, there is such a thing as having too much fun. we've had our problem players in the past.
Yeah, that's just my opinion though. People can play whatever they want.
But I will ask this: how do you like your matches? The most. Like, do you like them relaxed? Do you like them on fire? Do you like the real heated matches? Do you like it when it's full of memes? I'm not sure.
I mean,
I like all of them.
Zero. Like, I still probably have the most fun playing Norimak out of anyone else in the community.
Who's Normac?
Don't start me on that shit.
Is that one of your friends? A cousin? I don't know.
Zero, becoming a mod has ruined you. You've forgotten who Norimak is.
I like to
Feels
think of
bad, man.
Soku like all these games are just race games to me. Okay.
Like, shoutouts to Irish and
Car.
Zero for getting banned along with me for like making poems about unbanning Norimak in Hisouten chat. And now they're mods. What the fuck?
Okay, you were saying, Blaze?
I mean, to me, like it's just like all racing. Like the point of having a race is not so you can. I mean, to me, it's just like the fun of competition. So I always like my games on fire, and I only played relaxed when the other player is just so like far below my level that I can't really get fired up or anything like that. But I'm okay with that too. I don't like a memed up. That's just a waste of my time to me. On fire, yeah, the best for me. Relaxed, I can't help it. Memed up, waste of time.
Oh, the sadness. The memes are what make the game fun sometimes. You have to understand.
Genki, you only say that because you won a Meme Chasers. It's your only tournament win.
Hey man, it was the first meme chasers, and then everybody agreed that he is the king of memes.
Destroyed like that in 1 second. God damn. All my history just. God damn it. Come on. Bomb, please, come on.
Okay,
Turn
so
that fire down. Turn that fire down.
No.
Okay,
but, hold on now. Fear, I need to ask you too. What do you look for in games? Are you looking to learn? Do you like them on fire? Do you play with memes at all? I don't actually know.
Also, what about what kind of character you enjoy seeing and fighting? There's also that to consider. Some characters are kind of.
So which one do I answer first or what? Which one is the question?
I'm asking, yeah, how do you like your games, Do you ever play relaxed? When you do play, are you looking to learn, get better? Do you like them heated? Do you like the memes?
I'm usually between relax and on fire, but I think I like on fire more than relax, I guess. But I usually try to get like from a short set so I can learn, I guess. So I cannot really stay on fire for like 30 match or something. That's impossible. So
what about when you play me and then we both start bitching at each other and you're just like, dude, I'm just trying to play relax, man. I'm like, oh, come on, Fear.
Well,
we get mad at each other pretty often when we play. And sometimes we just want to press buttons. And the other person isn't letting us press buttons.
I think I can understand that. Because sometimes I have sets with other people, be it Morphman, be it Infall, or... No, I can't say with DaBomb, because DaBomb always kicks my ass, but that's beside the point. When I start to play with people and I'm playing at like a really high and competitive level, I'm really trying to win, it doesn't matter how serious I am, because over time, the sets will start to degrade. Like, our ability to play the game just goes down after probably maybe the 10th match.
Unless you're alpha, then you can play 100 game sets.
Alpha is something else. I
And, dude, have you guys, like, I've told this to people before, but like, I once played with Ron against his Yomu for like 4 hours straight to take one game off him, and then I just called it quits right there. Ron can attest to that.
So hold on, you took one game off of Ron, and then you said, okay, GG, I win.
He fell asleep, dude! He literally fell asleep, like he was snoring in voice chat.
Oh, that's amazing. You literally bored somebody to sleep with your Iku gameplay.
I mean, it was also like 6 AM in Germany, so...
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, though.
I mean, playing Soku from like 2 AM to 6 AM, right?
Wow, that sounds something like. Oof. I think the only time I did that was when I started playing Soku. I don't think I have the energy to play that much. So props to you.
Because you play with shitty V players.
God damn, what's up with you guys? You're destroying me on stream. God damn.
Unless you play with Axel Castle. And
No, Ron called GG's. Ron was like, okay, I'm done. I can't play anymore after he lost to me. I think he was Johnning. And so I was like, alright, good night, Ron. And then he goes to sleep. He literally falls asleep at his desk with his mic on.
Hey, Tessira does that too. But back on topic, I'm sorry. So we ended up saying that like over time, your matches can degrade. They can become not as skillful, and they could even run into or they can become like really low level games because of how casual it gets. But now I want to ask, can low level games be as exciting to watch as high level games? Because when you watch a low level game, you see some wonky ass performance, people doing strange
No,
things.
low level games can't be as exciting as high level games because
No,
low level games are like a lot more random, a lot less planned out. It's just you're watching people just mash buttons and hope for the best.
It's an illusion to me.
Like
stuff that doesn't work.
if low level games can be fun to watch, but they're not going to be like nearly as exciting as high level games. Because like first of all, I'm not as interested in like the result of a low level game, right? Because these people are gonna like change their skill level like and their like matchup relation in less than a month, anyways. So like it doesn't matter as much right now. And then high level games are like, okay, there's like a 2-year-long rivalry between like Blaze and IROC. How the hell are we gonna play this time? Like every time they play, it's like different result. They play differently, different like tag different shit. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, we do make up like different. Not all of our sets are the same. He always tries to change something up, so he gets a clear advantage. And I always try to change something up. And sometimes it's hard to identify what exactly we change from the perspective of the public. But to me, I don't like watching just pure RNG and pure low level, because low level games to me just take too much time. Look at yesterday, Iron playing versus some Patchouli, and that shit took like 15 minutes. No, I'm not into
That should
that.
not happen.
Iron, you just got called a low level player.
His Patchouli still needs some work. I like high level plays because they're fast and it's so real. It's not just this shouldn't be working, this shouldn't be working. No, this is all working for a reason, and it's all about how you make things work that are actually viable.
Yeah,
So there's the mix-up.
So I can see how. Obviously, when you watch high-level games, they are exciting. They are very educational, and they're just fun to watch. But I can also see the fun in watching like lower-level players if it's somebody that you were trying to teach. Like, if you were trying to teach a Ryzen scrub, some new friend, and you saw them participating in something like Beginner's Beatdown, would you not watch their games and for the sake of entertainment? Like, you would want to be rooting for them. Is that not hype?
I guess if it's someone I care about, like Yosip, when he was playing in Dream Chasers, I like watching him.
Hell yeah.
Yosu brains.
Yeah, because he actually implemented some of the stuff I taught him. Like, just seeing him J-Day was fun to me.
Shout
I
out
was
to
like, oh,
Yosu.
look, J-Day.
No, okay, here's the thing about Yosu. Like, Yosu learned really, really fast, but at the same time, he completely neglected like some of his stuff. Like, I was playing Sonic 078 last night, and Sonic already knows something that Yosipal has never done before, which is just J-Day Dragon Meteor.
Wait,
I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
Like, Yosipal I've never seen, like, Yosipal do J-Day Dragon Meteor even once.
yeah, I hear that.
Like Yosu was good at using J-Day, right? Like, he'd use it, and he'd get limits all the time. But he'd never use Dragon Meteor, for some reason. Like, the only Dragon Meteor confirmed he knew was off Dial A. Like, I challenge you guys, show me, like, one clip of Yosipal using J-Day Dragon Meteor. I'll take back what I said.
On, like, J-Day's counter hit, like, one hit, and then into fly down and do the 3-card. That's cool, but yeah, like, yesterday I got hit by J-Day J6C into Dragon Meteor so many times I would have swore I was kind of scared to fly in the air, because Ryan just kept doing that over and over again.
What are these, like, images just popping up from the podcast? What the hell?
I don't know where they come from. They come from a mysterious realm known as the Splinter Zone.
Jesus Christ. Why do we have so many of those? let me ask something about this. This topic. Let's see. When watching a game, okay, so we talk about the low-level game not being that interesting, but even so, when watching in general games, is there some character you want to see more than any other? Like, if you ask me, I would probably enjoy something that, for example, I would like to see more Sanae or more Raymond, characters that I don't see much. Even Shira.
I like watching Aya's on stream.
Ai is real fun. Ai is so fun to watch because I'm convinced that Ai requires like real magical hands to get the combos and tech moving. Something I don't have to do with Patchouli.
I just like watching people go in and fucking start orb crushing. That's the fun to me. I don't care about the characters. I just want to see people crush. Want to see people go ham.
Man, I almost got my first 5 orb crush yesterday against fucking Norimac. I was fishing for long blocks so hard. I got a crush. I wouldn't come home. I just go to another block string.
It's really hard to outright crush Norimac because he always matches me.
I put him to 1 orb in the corner and I hit Exodia and he was like, "No, fuck you," and he high jumped into it.
Yo, bro, not getting your first 5 orb crush in your first 2 months playing Gomel.
I play Iku. I don't crush people. I just catch them.
Just drill him, my dude.
That's what I do.
You can totally crush them.
To be fair, I play Patchouli, so something like this is bound to happen. Patchouli crushes way too easily, in my opinion.
You wanted to crush
crushes the same way. Iku crushes the same way Patchouli does. Just Iku has her block strings aren't so focused on burst. Iku has staggers and stuff, which Patchouli lacks.
Patchouli has burst,
sick
though.
bursts. Yeah.
I mean, that's all Patchouli has, though. If you can anticipate the burst, you're out.
Not all the time, because Patchouli can do things like 5C into spell cards, and if she's running Deluge, you're gonna lose 3.5 orbs, instantly.
I can do bullets into thorns and Exodia. It's the same shit.
Yeah, but you can't do it consistently. Patchouli's got 4B, 5C. I'm sorry, go ahead,
Just play versus
I got
Vermilia,
5B, 6C.
and it doesn't matter because once you play against Vermilia and Kachi does something, you border escape forward and hit him with the 5AA into Gungner, or do the same to Iku, where you just border escape her 6A forward, and then she can't really do anything. Good times to Vermilia.
You know, Blaze, you're saying, guys, just for context, Blaze is saying this because, about, 3 days ago, Blaze was playing me in casuals in Vermilia, and he was just bodying me.
It's because I don't think you can do anything after that right block 6A. You have to level up drill maybe, or cancel really quickly, but...
No, 5B high jump backwards is safe.
Yeah, but not if you do 6A, and I right block
No,
6A.
6A 5B high jump is not matchable after a border escape.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
But it's just really, but doing that's dumb because you can just 6D that anyways. And Vermilia 6D
2-6.
Yeah, 2-3-6. So it's just not a great option against Vermilia.
I
can also just not hit a button after 6A, but then I have to just block.
I would like to say that for me, I don't really look for characters to actually watch. I look for players to watch, but if I had to choose one, it's obviously Patchy, because I want to see if somebody comes up with some strategy, some tech that I haven't been doing myself. Or
Maybe in the future, bro.
I'll end up learning something else, like Huz does things he's an astronaut. He chills in the ceiling and spams a saw blade all day. And that's.
Have you seen Water to play Patchouli?
I've played versus Patchouli once or twice, and he kicked my ass, but this is months ago. I haven't played him in such a long time that I might actually be able to fight him now.
Yeah,
I still don't know why you don't use Autumn Blade.
Because I feel like it's only good when you're in the air. And it's very plus on block, but things get border escaped anyway. I just have very little confidence on Patchouli pressure as it is right now, but I'll try it in the future. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What is Autumn Blade?
Autumn Blade is the spinning Metal Gear alt skill.
Yeah,
the shit that makes 5C safe on Graze.
It's a level 4, yeah.
Yes.
That's very good. It's okay.
And what about Fear or Decarabia? Do you guys have any characters or players that you'd like to just look out for, try to watch?
I mean, if Fear actually played more, I'd watch Fear, but he doesn't even play Iku when he plays casual, he plays Vermilia and shit.
Oh, he watches over all of his children. Tell us about it, Fear.
Senpai.
I don't really pick Iku that much, but when I play, it's like I play other characters to learn about my main, of course. So, like I pick the characters that counters my main, like Remilia, so I know how to beat Remilia. You know, does that make sense?
That's good. You actually did that. It just takes the effort. You just need the effort to actually, do it.
As for the characters I like to watch, I don't really care which one to watch, and as long as it's a good player, I'm fine.
As long as it's Blaze Dragon, right?
As long as I can learn something, I guess.
I know you love
most of the time, the only replays I watch are replays of my own, so not really other players.
I mean, for me, it's gotten to the point where I have to like ask replays of dead players. Like I was like asking Blaze Dragon for good heart replays because I don't really like it so much.
Yeah, he's a good player. A good guy. He beat Magister one time. It was the biggest upset in Corner Assault, like 6 or something like that.
What about you, Decarabia?
Just, like good heart's like the only guy that I know of that has like replays that runs my skills, which is like delay bolt and bullet drill. Which makes Iku's pressure like really bursty but really fake, like even more fake than usual.
Deca, speak to me. Who do you like to watch?
Like someone said, I usually go for the players rather than the characters, but I like watching the less used characters too. But surprisingly, I like watching legitimate, serious Suakos because I'm used to not seeing them use it very seriously. So when I encounter her in games, it's usually for memes and other fun stuff.
Yeah.
But when I see her going all out and using her tools and winning games, very entertaining.
I mean, I've watched some Suwako from the Tensoku server. Yeah, that shit is kind of hype because they go in and they do some good block strings. They do stuff that takes a lot of execution, like 2-card land cancels and 4K monsoon 623 ring combos. Hype.
Yeah, I hate being in Suwako block strings, but watching them, it's pretty nice.
So, I guess we kind of, went far and beyond the basic topics. Do we want to jump onto Iku?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, today, as we said before, we have Iku as a character. So, I guess we could start by doing the usual general introduction of the character. For once, we actually are talking about a character that was introduced as a Scarlet Weather Rhapsody original character. So, that's interesting. Instead of having a complex and, deep lore, we kind of get the basic treatment of just knowing her character from playing the story mode of Scarlet Weather Rhapsody.
Wait, Iku came out in SWR and she never...
Yeah, she has an original of Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. She is together with Change, yeah. While Suika instead is an original from
Yamparina, yeah.
Lump, yeah. Yump. So, let's see. I guess there is not much to present about Iku, just because
everyone loves Iku. She's so easy to crush, so easy to put down in the corner and give her a good up crush.
What? Okay. Calm down there. Okay. Oof.
I mean,
damn.
I wouldn't want to crush her.
Okay.
Maybe
Calm
smash,
down.
I think it's
Oh,
good to
God.
play it, I agree with you.
Okay, one moment. Okay, so oh jeez. As I say, the presentation is kind of there because it's an original character from Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. So she just kind of abstains she and all that. So let's ask our guest.
Hold up. Iku is supposed to be Tenchi's caretaker. Do you not know this?
I know. I just because this Scarlet Weather Rhapsody game the only game where she appears, and she doesn't have that much lore. I just kind of.
I mean, when I was like 12 and I played SRWR story, I was just climbing up a mountain, and then this bitch with thunder under her came out. And it's like, yo, you can't cross. Okay, and so I never really thought much of her. Besides,
no.
It's this bitch who's stopping me from getting to heaven.
Basically.
Finishing story.
Yeah.
The gatekeeper.
Yeah, she's literally the gatekeeper of heaven and the caretaker of.
The Dragon Palace. Yeah, that's what I found cool about her.
Yeah. So I decided to just jump onto the guys. So you guys, what do you think about Iku as a character outside of the game? Like, why do you why do you play Iku? Is there a different connection to the character outside of gameplay, or is there more to it?
I'm gonna be real, the only reason I care about Iku is because I main her in Soku.
Okay, so pure
Because
gameplay.
she's not like our character. Like she's incredibly underdeveloped compared to other characters. Like even Tenchi's a lot more developed than Iku. Like Tenchi has like all the dialogue in her game. Iku's like, "Hello, I'm wise and shit. I'm gonna beat your ass," and then she loses. Like that's Iku and SWR.
Yeah, I think that Iku is a pretty mute character. I mean, she doesn't have any remarkable traces aside from the dance and other.
Splinter, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Go ahead.
But yeah, my story with her is that when I was playing SWR, the actual Hisouten game, I played it for a bit before I discovered Soku, and I used Sakuya at the time. And when I got to her stage, I was beat up by her too much. I mean,
she was definitely a tough guy. She was definitely a tough character, and that's all your story. So annoying.
Yeah,
True.
the lightning armor and the other.
The lightning armor was the worst. Yeah.
The spell cards and her playstyle left me with a pretty big impression. So I figured if I could maybe start playing with her. And of course it was pretty confusing and slow, but then I discovered Soku and the BR community, and Kujibiki taught me how to play him. And then after I started playing her, that I became interested in her character. Like DaBomb said, it's not like she has much development.
I mean, for me, like the reason I started playing the character is just like, I looked at like a tier list from like 2012, I think, on the wiki, some outdated ass tier list, and I didn't want to be a tier her. I don't want to pick like Sakuya or Yuko, but I still wanted a good character, so I was like, Iku. But then I played her, and she's actually like the only character that I can play properly in this game with playstyle.
Oh wow.
So like it worked out. Also, like I was like looking at stuff with the character, right? And I found like Fear's combo video from Iku on YouTube. I watched that. I fucking love that video.
But it was bad. It was terrible.
No. But here's the funny part. Later on, like I joined the community, right? And I actually like meet Fear and started talking to Fear, right? And it was like, holy shit, this is Fear Nagae, right? Like this guy basically got me into the character. And then he never plays Iku. Like what the fuck?
I know. My last set is still I play Iku. Again,
Dude, I have to beg you for Iku mirrors. You only play Vermilion against me. What the hell?
Yo, you need to listen to this, guys, please. He started playing Soku and started playing Iku because of your combo videos, man. Like, come on, man.
I have a similar experience. I used to watch his old videos.
Yeah, you've got some reputation, Fear.
Yeah, Fear like a popular pop star, man. Soku star, I guess. Because I did watch your videos from the beginning, like a long time ago, and I was like, whoa, this guy's cool. Look at all the combo videos he's made. Too bad he plays the fattest character in the whole cast. But
he plays Oku and Iku. He likes him thick.
But still, it was really cool. I thought you were like a Japanese player at one point.
Hmm.
He might as well be.
What are you trying to imply here? Oh man. So yeah.
Anyway, I should answer my part, like the personal
Iron, you
connection
play
something.
Mhm.
I
Oh, yeah.
do have a personal connection, but it's not really something I'm going to explain here, so we can move on to the next part, I guess.
Sure.
Do we need to make this an 18 plus podcast for you, Fear?
Cause
No!
is it something relating to waifuism? Because Genki
No.
already said that.
Oh,
Connection.
maybe.
Genki can relate.
Yeah.
It depends.
I mean, if you okay.
If Irish was here, he'd say I want to fuck Hassan. So
No!
Oh
That
wait, I
thing.
think I know. Maybe Fear Trap fantasizes about Iku. It must be that.
Oh no!
We are
Stop it already. That's just too much for me.
getting some-
maybe he has a childhood story where he was about to drown in the sea and suddenly an eel came out with a fucking
Yeah,
hat in his
sure.
head. And it's
What's
just
so longer than that eel?
Don't bully the waifu man, okay? don't bully the waifu man. Goddamn.
I think
So
Soku's fine. Like, I'm a huge Sanae fag, but I don't play her because her playstyle is just not.
because you suck, that's why. Why
She
won't you
rolls the
play
dice.
I mean, hey man, you see how like competitive and salty I get? I can't do that with Sanae.
gay? God damn it. Play Sonic. We need more Sonic. God dang it. The power of waifus makes
No,
you so
Genki, fuck you.
strong.
We need more Ikus.
Oh yeah, actually she's also my first character to play in the game, aside from, of course, Reimu to clear the story mode, so yeah, she's my first.
Cool.
Dude, Iron, why are you bitching about Sanae? It's like the character with the worst offense against the character with the best defense. You just hold, like, block, and whenever she does anything, you just dash forward and hit her. What are you on?
So to get it a little bit more into the character, I would like to start off with talking about the skills and spell cards of this character. But let's start off with skills. I want to hear about like what are the least used Iku spell cards, and if you could shed some light on a little bit like why they
Fails
aren't
like
used.
time.
The
Okay,
least
let's take
used-
that.
Right away, fails like time is the like nobody uses that except if they're sandbagging. Like there is not a single reason to use that card legitimately because it's a Hangeki that costs 2 cards that needs to be like declared beforehand. Why the hell would you use that? The only reason it's like remotely viable is because it's air usable. But like if you're being air stringed as Iku, you can just border escape at a certain point. If you get air crushed as Iku, you fucked up bad.
but it does damage.
So does Exodia.
I mean, like, you can kill a 1 HP guy with that card. I mean, it's trash, of course. It's garbage.
No, okay,
but
but Decarabia, I use delay bolts. I can just use delay bolts as like a bootleg Hangeki. And that shit does like 3k damage if I do a full limit.
fair enough.
Well, I'm 0 fuse.
Wait, what? Oh, did Blaze Dragon leave? Yeah, okay. He'll probably be back in a moment. Alright, so let's move on to the next in the 1 spell cards, the Electric Sign Thunder Drum Shot.
One card?
That's a name. That's a name.
I think
It's
it's a
one card, right?
Yeah.
One card. The only thing I know about one card, shoutouts to Relial, is that one card is tight out of level 3 bullet drill and tight into level 3 bullet drill. So you can chain those for like upwards of 3000 chip damage and a crush.
Damn.
Wait, you can border escape in between, you know.
Nope, you can't.
Really?
Bullet
I
drill.
was sure you can
No, listen.
border escape before the drill hits.
Nah, you can't. There, spell flash for, if you, like, space it really well, then the spell flash for, the one card, ends after, like, all the bullets hit in a shotgun.
I mean, okay, let me check it.
No, you can't border escape it. Like, Relial has shown me a video. Like, there's, like, he set a bot to low block and just mash border escape backwards. And, he did the string, like, with, I think he did, like, bullet drill 3 times and then, like, the one card twice. It did, like, 2,500 chip damage, and the bot couldn't border escape. That's the only, like, purpose I know for this card. The other one that I know is, this card can delete Tokamak, but it's not worth using because it only goes through once. Like Oku can just like graze through it and then hit you anyways for more damage than Takamak would do. Iron, you don't know what spell flash. You can't border escape doing spell flash. This is like known.
Yeah, spell flashes deactivate the border escape function for some reason.
Yeah.
It's pretty nifty. Like
that's why you can't border escape a spell card like activation. That's why you can't border escape like an Exodia Crush or a Thorns Crush.
Basically, the deactivation of the
you play Remy, you use Gungnir Crushes. Why do you like? Have you ever wondered like, wow, I use Gungnir. That's like 42 frame move. Why does no one border escape it after like D236?
No, Iron. It's actually like this. The border escape function, the function of border escaping, is deactivated until the full animation of a spell card goes from the starting point to the neutral point. Until your character is then moving again, you can't use border escape function. It's completely deactivated. Yeah, thanks. It's a really strange. I mean, it makes sense actually because otherwise, spell cards will do nothing. You can't use those to make any pressure.
Okay, can we continue on? Like, one card is not really useful. Like, it's a decent card. Like, on any other character, it'd be a good card because it's just a solid one-cost card. But Eco has better uses for her meter.
Oh yeah, spell animation, spell flash. Okay, the spell flash is something different. The entire spell deactivate the border escape. Moving on.
Okay, next is 2-card, right? Fear can talk about this one.
Isn't that the bullet that I was using before?
No, I mean the one that you're using before is 1-card. 2-card is like the dancing bullet.
Oh.
So she has two spell cards. One
of
them is okay. One of them is Lightning Fish, Swimming Thundershot, and then oh wait, no, it's only the 1 card. Okay, yeah, tell me about that one.
Oh wait, okay. So I mentioned Veils Like Time. That's like Veils Like Time is her other 1 card.
Yeah, you mentioned.
It's a 1 card that costs 2 cards. It's trash. This one I've been just talking about. Like, there's not much use for it. The 2 card is good though. The 2 card is like actually really viable. Fear uses it a lot. Its purpose is that if they block a 5C, it adds another I think it's like 1.5 orbs of guaranteed block stun. Like, it's extremely tight. Like, you have to border escape it. And even if you border escape it, like, the thing is still dancing around, and you still have to like deal with that, as well as like Eco coming at you. It also guarantees a crush. Like, if you're on 2 orbs and you start blocking 5C, that 2 card will guarantee a crush into like 2,000 damage, 2,000 plus damage.
Also, hi guys, I'm subbing for Blaze.
Hey there, Irish.
Irish.
Like, Fear knows a lot more about this spell than I do. Fear uses it a lot more. Like, I tried it out before, and it's definitely strong, right? But the problem is that if you don't crush with this card, it's very hard to get a follow-up afterwards.
Yeah, we got like 3 Iku mains, so what do you guys think about the card?
This card is really good, but the thing is, it's most powerful at near corner or from Oki, you know, the Oki spot. When
it's not an Oki spell. This thing doesn't work as Oki.
No, I mean, like, when your opponent rolls forward, that's usually the correct range to use the card. Like, you can follow up after you fire the card from this position.
I mean, it's like this spell card is just super reliant on 5C. Any range where 5C is strong, this spell card's strong because the spell card is only chained after 5C.
Yeah, but what I mean is, if you use the card from 5C near corner, you can follow up with anything like J2A or anything. So you don't have to crush with the card.
Well, I mean, that's because like pushing him in the corner with 5C is strong anyways.
Yeah.
Like, this card just makes it even more stupid.
Yeah.
Do a lot of Ikus actually run this card? I don't see
only
it.
Fear.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I used to run a little bit, but like, it's only Fear that uses it like a lot.
So, is it just...
Yeah, it's good but hard to use, so it's not very popular.
Oh, so it's just like people would rather run other cards because they're easier?
Kinda. I mean, it's also just, like, Fear is just really, really good at corner carry. So, this spell card is guaranteed corner carry. If you, it'll go probably like 2/3 across the screen. Like, if you block this card with 5C, it'll push you across like 2/3 of the screen. So if you get pushed in the corner by this, it's really, really dangerous. And like Iku's pressure really only like does anything in corner. That's why Iku's like greed for 5C so hard in mid screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if that's all you have to say about the 2 card.
Oh, okay, no, okay, here's one more thing.
Okay.
This spell card is extremely good against Tokamak. Because this spell card, its density level is A, and Tokamak is like B20. So this spell card just deletes Tokamak if Oku grazes into it. But at the same time, unlike one card, this card actually covers you after you delete Tokamak, so Oku can't like combo you for 3000. So I use this card against Alpha sometimes if I want to like get rid of Tokamak. Yeah, Tokamak's B20. You can delete it with enable it.
Crazy stuff.
Fucking Tokamak, man. Okay, but the next one in line is... Let me just check. The fish sign Dragonfish Drill. So I know that there is like some sort of like...
Decarabia,
I know I've heard of some kind of like drill Iku meta playstyle that you could be running, and I think this is one of the cards that helps to do that. So maybe you can shed some light on this card.
Decarabia knows how to use it a lot better than I do.
I have the. I think my playstyle was evolved based on my opponents on the VR community, and many of them, until today, some of them are pretty anxious to just dash forward and attack. So pretty aggressive styles I had to deal with, and to counter that, I had to experiment on some things, and then I started using more the default drill into the super drill, and I think it's pretty great to have this option, because the default drill is not very good, because if you think about it, you don't actually want to hit people with the drill, you want to make them scared of it, because you can follow up the drill into the super drill to have some damage, okay, but you want to make them scared of just running or attacking. So it's something that I really like, because you have a whole new option of mind games using the drill and super drill.
It's kind of like a neutral pressure tool then. When you're holding onto the card, you condition your opponent to respect the spell card, because if they run at you or try to high jump out, or border escape, for heavens forbid, they get hit by this thing and they eat, I don't know, what, 1.8k? What's the spell like?
The spell does like 3.2k.
Jesus.
Yeah,
it's like 3.2k in corner and like 2.2k in mid screen.
Yeah, this sounds good. Why? I don't see this spell enough.
Yeah, I was actually hearing DaBomb talk about this spell paired with a skill the other day, and he said that he would actually just use it to get the chip damage off of it, because the chip damage is even good.
Wait, what? No, I didn't talk about you mean super drill or one card?
No, using the basic. I was talking about the basic drill, the skill card.
Oh no, DT36 doesn't do that much chip damage actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you said.
Anytime, I don't use melee drill anymore, anyways. So.
I see.
This card is not a reversal, but it grazes.
Huh.
This card actually grazes.
So you could use it during something like Satellite Sunflower then?
I guess, but you're gonna get hit afterwards.
Oh, okay, so it's like only the startup that has graze then?
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
no. The startup is not grazing. It only grazes after the drill starts appearing. So You cannot just activate it in the middle of Royal Flare or
Well,
something.
I mean, yeah, you can't activate it like the middle of a bullet, but the startup is really, really fast, and like the
Yeah, the
actual
startup
like
is really fast.
the active frames graze.
Yeah, that's why I also use it sometimes as a really fast snipe against opponents on the other side of the screen.
Like this
Sometimes.
spell
Really
card is like
strong
what,
snipe.
like it's like 2/3 of the screen is like the horizontal range of it. It's
Yeah,
pretty
imagine,
massive.
An instant canonical dash because it's something.
Yeah, it
that
is like a super Conoco.
if you predict that the enemy will high jump or do some other stuff, and you are too far away and you are willing to gamble, then it's a risk that you can take. And the other really good thing about this spell card is that it's nearly unpunishable because the recovery is very, very short.
It's entirely
Yeah.
unpunishable. It pushes them like extremely far away, and if it gets blocked, like you get push blocked extremely far away. Like this card is completely safe on block. It's just only not
Yeah,
safe on whiff. But like whiffing this card is hard because it's fucking massive.
And sometimes it happened that I would, example, when I was in corner and I wanted to, I don't know, use some other spell cards, and I accidentally used the super drill when the opponent was already down. So when the opponent wakes up and tries to punish me, I have already recovered and I punish them instead. So it's a spell card that you can use on Oki if you mess up, and then you don't and you aren't punishable by it. So it tells a lot of its very good recovery.
There's also like the dumb frame trap, which is like default melee drill into super drill, just to keep them like scared. Because once people are scared of that, you can do stupid stuff like bullet drill. They keep blocking, and then you just do 6C.
Yeah, the frame trap is the best thing about it.
I mean, we do call it the Decarabia special.
It's because I tend to use it a lot, and over the years I've just noticed also that people that know me, that know that I will use the spell card, will spend more time defending. So then it's become a mind game, 50-50 of whether I will use the spell card that is in my hand or.
I mean, it's honestly a little bit fraudulent, but whatever works.
Well, we have got to use what you can. And sometimes I would put the thing like 2 or 3 cards away from the top card and shoot it real fast and then use it, because it has this too big time window to use it. So yeah, it's pretty good.
The one thing I don't like about it though is that it prorates itself really hard. So you need to like use a combo that doesn't have a lot of like hits in it in order to combo into it. And also, if it does hit in mid screen, it does like 2,000 damage only, which is really bad for a 3 card. So it does have its weaknesses. Also, using this card takes away from like potential like Veils, Thorns, Exodias, right? And it also like if you depending on how many skill cards you run, you often just like can't really afford to put that many like random 3 cards.
I would say like why would you actually ever run this card when you get Thorns for the exact same cost?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Thorns in a moment, but one of the next spell in the three spell card lineup is Lightning Sign. I think that's Elekitor Dragon Palace.
This card is bad. It's a 23 frame reversal. Next card. I'm not even kidding. That's all I can say about it.
If that's how it is, alright, we'll skip.
Like Decarabia, you agree, right? This card is awful. Like the 3 card Thunderdome reversal.
Yeah, it's not good.
What's wrong with it?
It's 23 frames.
It sounds like a bad reversal. Like there's things like the
Wait.
cards reversal, the 4-spell card. It's got big startup.
Wait.
It's got a dead zone, and it I don't know. Does very terrible orb.
Let me see what card is this.
I mean,
Oh,
the 3-card Lightning Dome. It's like a 23 frame reversal, but then it's like more than a second minus. It's like more than 60 frames minus.
It's a bullet.
Yeah, and it's a bullet too. You can just graze it.
wait, but most reversals are bullets.
Yeah, bullets are
Oh,
bad.
oh, that one? Why is it bad? It's a giant
It's
reversal.
23 frames.
Who
You can-
cares? It's big and it does speed damage.
It's awesome. No,
Genki's
but, like,
all about that
Not
big
even
boy damage.
3,000.
yeah, Genki's got the big boy damage. This thing does like 3,000 damage. It's
It does what? It does 2 orbs of damage. Why would you use?
It
As
does
a...
1 point. No, it does 1.5 on block.
No, it's a
But,
bit
like-
more. It's a bit more. It's like
This
almost
card's
2
damage
orbs.
sucks. Like,
You know, it doesn't matter if you crush with it because it does like 300 damage and then you go
Yeah.
back into neutral.
yeah.
It does 3k damage.
It's really
off
bad.
an-
I think it
No,
does like.
It does 3.k damage on iron blockable. Why won't this?
This is not iron blockable.
No, I mean you can do a 4A iron blockable into this. You do.
Yeah, you can also do 4A into any other iron blockable combo for like 2.8k.
Okay, but I'm lazy. I want to do the spell card.
I think he's saying you would just end up wasting your meter on this card. Or
Yeah, okay, like next card. This card is just bad.
Oh well.
Hold on.
It's bad at combos, its pro rate's too hard, its damage is awful. It's
Let
a
me see.
bullet, it can be grazed, you like crushing with it is unreliable because you just don't get much damage off the crush.
And you don't want
It's
to,
pretty big though.
take up 3 cards for this.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
well.
why would you use this over like Veil or Thorns? Again.
I guess it's not that good.
Or Disco Ball for that matter.
Yeah, Disco Ball's fun too.
So we're actually going on to Disco Ball now, right? Right?
Yes, that's next in 3 spell card lineups. From what I know about this spell, though, this is like an anti-air sort of thing. Somebody, you use this
This
against
spell
like
is
Utsuho.
godlike. Like, Fear doesn't like it. I don't think Deca uses it either, but this spell is actually godlike.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't block it because if you block it, it crushes you.
It does 6 orbs on block.
Holy
Damn.
wow!
6? Wait, what? 6?
That's the god anti-air spell if I've ever seen one.
And it won't like crush you immediately on Graze, but it drains orbs pretty quickly. if you
It's
graze
not
it.
that great on graze. It's not like Exodia tier. Like if you graze through like the whole thing while flying, you like lose maybe like an orb and a half or 2 orbs.
You can survive. Great.
Yeah, Disco Ball is just a godlike anti-air. It's involved from like frame 2 to when it comes out. Like the only thing you can't do with it is you can't reversal with it because it's not invincible frame 1.
So I figure if you catch your opponent running out of air dashes, this is basically an instant crush move.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like you can combo after it, you can combo into it. It's an extremely good anti-air. You can like do some really jank air crushes with it. It's very hard to like chain into the air crush because you need to like land and then use it. So it's not that practical. I think if you get into like block of 5C in the air and you can like land and then you can do the Disco Ball, that's one way to crush. There's also a way to crush with like 2C. Like 2C fly down into Disco Ball works, but 2C is such a god awful like move that no one's gonna use it anyways. This skill is just fun. It's good against people who
Wait,
try really hard to get above you. Like it's great in the Yuiko matchup.
Oh, people that air tech too much.
Yeah, people that air tech too much. Like if you air tech into this, like well, I mean, if you air tech, you can just fly out of it. It doesn't do that much on Graze.
I haven't had that many problems against it as Yuiko because Yuiko's flight is really tight. She can maneuver out of that kind of thing pretty easily.
Yeah,
I kind of
but
feel
like
like
against someone like Young or like Remilia, the skill is really good because it'll trade a lot, so you can't use it on like 1 HP. But if it hits, it does like 4,000 raw because you can combo after it. This card is especially good with Delay Bolt too because you can combo a raw Delay Bolt into this, and then like the combos like release Delay Bolt for a hit, and then charge Delay Bolt and cancel out a Disco Ball. And if you do that at level 4, it is 5,000 damage base. So this card can actually do more damage than Exodia, which is why I like it so much.
Wow.
Deca, do you have anything else to add about this card?
No, the bomb said pretty much everything. It's a very good card for the
Damn.
Twelfth.
Alright.
Always pretty much everything.
Yeah, like it covers Iku's massive blind spot over her head, and it's a lot more reliable than D2-2.
Damn. Got some real good stuff then. It's only a 3 card.
If you whiff Disco Ball, it's pretty punishable. Like, I think it's like 40 lag frames. But if they have to graze out of Disco Ball, it's completely safe.
Yeah, you're usually not gonna have enough time, but I would never see why an Iku would use a spell card when the opponent is within a range where they could easily get punished for it. It's just not the right location.
Well, I mean, this card isn't used as like as a punish really. I use it more as like an anti-air. Like I use it either as an anti-air or like in combos because this card does so much damage. And also, yeah, like if they chicken block, like Al's like mentioned, if they chicken block in corner, like J5A on your Oki, you can just hit like Disco Ball and crush them. Like it, J5A land cancel is tied into Disco Ball. So, I mean, you can also just like do like a 4A air unblockable, but sometimes they jump a little bit higher and you can't do like the 4A. You'll just get J5A'd. Because Iku's pretty weak to chicken blocks. So this card also like fills that hole.
It has a good synergy with the delay bolts that DaBomb uses because, in my opinion, Iku needs to watch out for attacks from above her and from a specific angle, and I deal with it using the default 2-2, but it's also risky because it takes some time, and if you are using the delay bolt, you either use the C version that it lands on yourself, or just having this Disco Ball is also a defensive pressure that you somehow have because if they are paying attention to, they will be scared of taking it.
Like, just like to give an example of like how much you can mind game with this card, like I can play against Dark Splinter and hold this card and he'll stop Tengu drumming. This card, like,
Yeah.
I can just because this card can hit Tengu drum raw.
Oh, jeez.
I think like I saw that before. Like last time I played Splinter in bracket, like way back when I was still in Dream Chasers. The Splinter just did like a raw Tengu drum against me and I was grounded. And I just hit him with like Disco Ball into D2-2 for like 4,000 damage.
Disgusting.
Pretty funny.
That sounds like... I mean, it's a pretty basic anti-air, but it's a really good anti-air.
It's very good anti-air, but the thing is that since it starts pretty high up in the air, it's pretty weak to like low air approaches. Like they have to be like well above Iku's head in order to get hit by it, especially if they're like off center, because it's a ball.
So it's easy to bait out, basically.
It's more like it's easy to whiff. Like anyone who's played me like with this card knows that like sometimes I'll just try to anti-air, but I do it too late, and you're like on the other side of me, and I just whiff the card and I lose the 3 cards.
It happens.
Yeah. Also, this card can't punish Sub-Sun.
Oh yeah.
Sub-Sun will literally eat this bullet.
So
Damn.
now I would like to hear about one spell that I always struggle against, something that just grinds my gears. It's the Thorn Sign Thundercloud Stickleback.
Alright, is everyone ready? I'm gonna teach you how to deal with thorns.
Wait,
This
before you
spell.
go on to this, I want you to explain something. What is a stickleback?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No, I want to
Tell
know.
me. Just tell me.
It's part of
I
Iku's
don't know
body.
either. It's called thorns. Stickleback. Maybe it's like some like
Yeah, dude.
plant or something with thorns. I don't know.
Thorns
But yeah,
for sure.
lightning armor, thorns. This card is very easy to use. That's why it's so good. You just do 5v6c in corner, like hit thorns, and they're done. Like it's very hard to escape at that point. The one thing people
Aren't you supposed to teach us how to deal with it, not how to get crushed by it?
I mean, if you get hit by that setup, then you're done. Like you need to pay. If Iku's holding thorns, you need to pay attention. Just kind of get really happy with border escapes, because if you get hit by that like 2v6c thing, that drains 2.5 orbs on its own, and then into Thorns, the first pulse of Thorns is 1 more orb. If Thorns doesn't crush on its first hit, most characters can high jump. They can high jump pretty much for free. So it's kind of difficult to chase someone like that. Like, you have to read the high jump and do a J8A like right away in order to catch him. Or because Iku can't chase with their flight. If someone was running away from Iku, it's too slow to chase him. So also, if you high jump the card right away and Iku still hits you, Iku can't really limit, because this card, after it hits twice, pulses twice, you don't combo after it. It's very hard to combo after it. Because this thing on air attacks like crazy.
If you high jump J5A, you would limit from that.
I mean, but like Decarabia, you have to read it. Like, if you think they're gonna high jump, you have to jump into J5A, right? If they just block, then they just dash out. But like, here's the thing: if they block the first pulse of Thorns, they recover before you do. Like, it's like if it wasn't Thorns, right? Like, if it was just like that one pulse, it'd be matchable. So high jumping after the first pulse of Thorns is very valid. Like, you can still use melee, but you need to read it. It makes it a mix-up. Also, people don't understand that, like, Thorns, oftentimes, like, you can high jump before the first pulse, too. Like, you can high jump during the startup. The only time Thorns is tight is after either 5B or 6C. If I do a melee into Thorns, you can high jump it. It's not tight.
Yeah.
Basically, to escape from Thorns, you either high jump or just block, I guess.
Well, if you block, you're not escaping it. You're gonna get crushed. This thing does like 8 pulses. Each pulse does 1 orb.
No, I mean, if you jump, the Iku need to read with a J5A. If the Iku reads with J5A, you can kind of just sit there and dash
6B Thorns is tight. I'm sorry, that's also tight.
Yeah, basically,
But
you just assume the Iku will jump high jump into J5A or not. That's the options.
Pretty much. Also, the thing about 6B is that 6B is a bullet, so you can high jump it.
The next thing is, if she uses it for Okizeme, you can just roll out unless your roll distance is bad, I guess. If you block the card mid-screen, it's usually not that much of a problem, so it should be okay.
Yeah, because the thing about Thorns is that, like, Thorns does a lot of damage, or a lot of spirit damage, but it push blocks like mad, especially in mid-screen. It's not like, if you roll out, right, I'm trying to like Thorns you into the other corner, you can block 1 pulse and basically high jump backwards. The only thing I can do to catch you is J2A, and so like the moment I J2A, you can just border escape it, you can high jump backwards after blocking again. Because if I have Thorns up, I use J2A and you block it and I land cancel J2A, I can't even use Far 5 anymore because you're too far away. So, Thorns in mid-screen is very bad. It's just too easy to escape because the only thing you can do is J2A, and that kind of mix-up doesn't work.
I guess that's it about the card.
More or less, yeah. But like, stop over-blocking this card, it's not that tight.
But the melee...
But the melee, you recover like how many frames? Like 10 frames before Iku does? That's enough to high jump.
Yeah, I honestly don't have too much trouble against the card because I will usually just high jump it. Because a lot of people don't do the setup; they just do it.
Yeah.
They expect people to respect it.
Well, I mean, doing it as Oki is really valid, but it's just difficult to keep in corner. Diamond Dust, this card is stupid. Diamond Dust, this card is like a guaranteed crush. There's nothing you can do about it. Because if I pop it in Diamond Dust and you're in corner, I mean, I do it before you wake up, so I'll just do a meaty 5A, right? And then I can just do like staggers and bullets and stuff, like normal Iku pressure, but you're taking like 1 orb per second on top of it. Because this card doesn't actually push block a lot in corner. It pushes you away, but doesn't push me because it's a bullet. So I can just stand next to you and like crouch, I don't know, I'm just gonna be sitting next to you taking damage. Other than that, the card isn't unbeatable. Like, if you block the second pulse of this card, you're screwed.
It's not Veils.
It's not, I mean, Veil's is good at something else though. That's the thing.
Should we move on to Veils then?
Sure.
Okay, so tell me why Veils is not at least top 3 of the best spell cards in the game. I genuinely think it's probably within the top 3 of the best spell cards in the game. I can't see how you wouldn't call it at least that good.
I mean, here's the okay. I'm just gonna like start from like the beginning. So Veil has a really interesting property where it's +2 on activation. A lot of people don't know this, but if Iku hits Veil, the game freezes for 10 frames, right? And Iku does like her little like the animation playing under my avatar right now. And when Iku recovers from Veil, the opponent is still stuck in that freeze for 2 frames.
That's kind of gross. I didn't actually know that.
So, do you mean to tell me it's punishable?
I mean,
No, it's not
Veil
punishable.
activation is +2. Like, let that sink in. Like, it's an install that's +2 on activation.
So you
Oh,
can
okay,
hit somebody.
Yeah, I misunderstood.
So you can even hit somebody with a button that puts them into block stun, use Veil, be +2, and then they have the block stun to recover from, plus they're already minus from the Veil activation,
Yeah,
right?
that can work, but like +2 often at that point doesn't matter much because Iku's pressure is like very loose anyways.
Huh.
And like at the same time, like if you're using Veil to Roman cancel in pressure, then your plus is hell anyways.
Okay, so you told us about the activation, but like, how are you supposed to use this card?
Okay, I think that it's just Morphman. It's a Roman cancel that's +2. Like it adds +2 frame advantage to whatever you're doing. Because like the freeze is 10 frames, but the Roman cancel is 8 frames, as Fear says, yeah. Well, no, Fear. This is exactly how you explained it to me before. You said it's +2. Anyways, I think that this card isn't like this card in neutral is fine. It's like you can gain meter during it. The opponent can't really do much against it. It's very good, but at the same time, like there are characters and people who will like just still be angry missiles, and they can still hit you because you can still get counter hit during Veil. Like you can't if you're not flying or grazing, then you're not avoiding melee. You have to like stop grazing and let yourself become vulnerable to hit any button.
Yeah, when you press J5A or
Fear, that's what I mean.
or whatever, you stop grazing, and then if some people know you are going to attack or bait them, or just start spamming J5As like you almost, then you can give her a hard time.
Yeah. Also, people don't know this, but if you are under Veil and you start ground dashing or high jumping, for the first frame of like ground dash or high jump, you're not invulnerable. So if you hit Iku with a meaty and she does Veil, she actually has to block it.
Yeah.
It's just like it basically like if you do a meaty against Iku, then like you're not punishable by Veil, but she will just basically hide like border escape whatever you do and like go back to neutral.
So, how would you recommend countering the card then? I know at least I can think of 2 characters off the top of my head. Probably Oku and Yuyuko.
No, Oku can't do shit against this card because Oku's thing is like Oku's melees are like big, heavy, do a lot of damage, hard to deal with.
So
But
I'm not talking
super
about
laggy.
I'm not talking about the melee. I'm talking about her doing a land cancel J6B and doing
So,
that to kind of.
You can graze that.
Yeah, you can graze that, but even though she's grazing that, you can still use it to prevent Iku from jumping on top of you. Like, you're preventing her from getting a melee out immediately.
Not really. Iku, if Iku spaces a J2A well against Oku in the air, she can hit Oku over J6B. And also, if J2A trades with J6B, Iku can air tech forward and finish the combo.
What about Yuyuko J6C then? It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Well, Yuyuko J6C land cancel tracks. Also, like, I can just... I figured out some tech against that. Like, I used that against me before, where I hit Veil, I need to go to the corner and land cancel a J6C so that you don't have to deal with anything.
Yeah.
I can, like...
Iku can just snipe you.
Yeah, I can, like, first of all, I can hit you while you're doing a land cancel with J6C. Second of all, I can also, charge up some labels, right? And just
You can
pops away
also
both while
aim
you're like
from
hiding in a
another
corner.
angle or something.
Well, isn't that a good thing for Yuko regardless? Because at least
I mean,
in that
it's always-
scenario, you're not getting meleeed. You can.
Well, I mean, I guess yeah, but like Yuko also has tighter perfect flight than Iku, so you shouldn't have an issue running away with her if you're really trying to run away.
I guess.
Wait. Iku can always aim J2A and J6A from very weird angles, so generally this kind of stuff is not a big issue. But
Yeah.
stuff that gives problem is more like Patchouli and Yukari and I guess Raisin and basically
I think,
those
like,
characters
like,
with
like,
no
the characters
recovery
that,
on the
like-
bullets.
The character that just disregards Veil the most is Yomu. Like Yomu has absolutely no change to her game plan because if Yomu does like some crazy shit like run up, high jump, J5A, J6A, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That shit goes through you. And you have to like stop and turn your flight around to punish it, so it's very hard to deal with. Remilia J6A is similar.
Yeah.
Like it's very hard to deal with these kinds of like moves that have like a lot of like diagonal momentum.
Diagonal momentum, active frames.
Like,
Yeah, because if you hit a button, like you can graze it, right? As soon as you hit a button, right? If you are in the hitbox still, you're gonna get counter hit.
The only other way I can think about countering this card is somebody who has like spells with a lot of bullet coverage. Something that they can throw out like Subterranean Sun or
Subsun? No. You don't want to use Subsun against Veil because if you use Subsun against Veil and try to pressure Iku can just like throw a 5B. Like Iku can like graze it every attack you do, like throw a 5B and like backdash cancel to make yourself safe.
I'm more or less focused
Also,
on the fact that this spell like just reverses momentum. Like you have to combat it and contest it somehow.
Yeah, you
I
cannot
mean,
do anything.
no, the reason it's the best reversal in the game is because you can't. It's a reversal that's like completely safe on anything. Yeah. You
I
can't
guess you can
really
hit
deal
her
with it,
with type 3 attacks.
like you can like you guys can imagine like if something like Marissa's like DP was safe on block, right? That would be like pretty damn dumb. She can just spam it all the time. Except this thing's safe on block. It's plus. You just like activate it, right? And instead of getting like just like a DP punish, you get a full combo. I think the best part about this card though is that you gain the exact same, like there's no penalty to meter gain. Yeah, fear, basically you can't counter, you can only minimize the disaster. Like any Iku with Veil that's very good at using Veil will like kick your shit in. Like if you're trying to like fly away or run away from her, she'll like slap you with a long range move. If you block it, she'll just like go in for free and like start slapping you. It's really, really crazy card.
In other words, watch out for this card, yo. It's pretty real.
Yeah, if you decide to attack her, don't really be careful of using long moves, long recovery. Like you gonna said,
Yeah,
you-
like this. Basically, like
Yes.
imagine like if you use any move that's like Hangekiable, right, and you stagger it, you can like Veil. No, Al, you're forgetting 4-card orbs. Is Iku can just like Veil, dash forward, 3-year stagger, and hit you.
yeah.
Yeah, this card is like, if you want to deal with it, know how your character can like stall out. Does your character stall out like in the air? Do they stall out with like bullet cover? Do they stall out? Do they just like challenge it outright? So know how to deal with this card. Like it's extremely good, but it's not like completely foolproof. You can still hit it if you try to press a button.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about mentality. Because if you face a Iku using Veil and you get desperate and start thinking how OP this card is, then of course you lose focus and you won't be able to properly, like Fear said, minimizing the disaster. you have to know about it, like we're talking about now. And yeah, be careful, stall, and always remember that she's not grazing when she's attacking.
And remember, this is a reversal. If you try to Oki Iku too hard, like you commit too hard, and Iku pops Veil, you're gonna eat 2.6.
Okay, I think that covers Veil pretty thoroughly.
yeah.
That's a lot of data to just take in. But
Okay.
I mean, it's a
so
really important card to know how to play against.
Do we even want to talk about the other?
I was sitting silent.
Yeah, we could
don't
tell.
care.
I'll
Yeah, I
say
know.
one thing about this. I'll say one thing about 4-card Star. 4-card
Yeah.
Star would be good on any other character except Iku, because Iku's meter is already so busted. It's the exact same problem with 1 card.
Okay, no. Tell me about this card. Yeah, tell me more. I want to
Okay,
understand.
this card's damage is good, and it combos from like really good stuff. Like you can do like 5 AA, and then into this card and do like 4,000 damage.
Okay.
But the problem is, Iku's other cards like Thorns, Veil, Exodia, they have like multiple purposes. Like they're a lot more versatile. This card is pretty slow. You can't really do that much with it. I think crushing with it is really hard because there's not much that's tied into it. And if you're gonna crush, use Thorns anyways, because Thorns gonna do like more damage, more spirit damage.
Here, so we can agree that Yuko should get this move instead, right?
You have Time Bomb, dude.
Okay, it looks like where I've seen used, it looks like an interesting card. Both.
It's not worth the meter. It's not worth. It's not worth using 4 cards.
It looks pretty slow when it's launched. I think you win in pretty free if you do this.
I mean, like the only thing it has is damage. Really, its crush potential is poor. It's like you can like throw it on neutral and win for like 3 seconds, right? But why not use Veil instead, where you can win for 15 seconds? So this card is just not used.
Can you use it for? Can you use it? No, I don't know, for specific punishes or whatever.
Why? Just use like any other punish.
But it looks so cool. It's a giant star of electricity. Come on, come on. That's why I was silent. Oh.
This card is bad. Like there's nothing redeemable about this card except its damage.
You know, if you like stars, you can pick Sanae or something.
Yeah. Pick Oku.
You guys are no fun. You guys are no fun. Oh.
This card is no fun, dude. Shut up, Genki.
This character is no fun.
Like if I'm talking about using Sword of Cycles on Yoma, you're gonna get hella triggered, right?
Like as soon as somebody
No,
picks
actually no, because it's a decent card if you know.
Okay, next card, please.
As soon as somebody picks Iku, I know all the fun in the game is just gonna stop. Like it's over.
I don't care what cards you use unless you are a gimmick fucker. That's it. Like honestly.
Yeah, this card's bad. Don't use it. Like,
Alright.
Okay, no, this one's good. You can combo into this from like any single hit you can get. Basically, it's really, really easy to combo into, and like the damage is really good. The hitbox on it is good. You can crush with it. You can combo with it. You can Oki with it. The only thing it can't do is a reversal. So a lot of people like don't know how to deal with this card as Okizeme, so I'll take this time to teach them. People make a lot of mistakes against this card. First of all, after, like, there's 2 parts to Exodia. The first part is the large rectangular hitbox over Iku's head, where she, like, creates the bullets. That creation zone is its own, like, it's its own type 2 bullet. It's separate from, like, the bullets that she creates. That zone will do 5 spirit orbs per second on Graze, so don't fly through that. It will kill you instantly. This is especially bad in Typhoon. If Typhoon hits and you fly into this card, you will get limited and have no orbs to block when Typhoon ends, so you get limited twice by Exodia.
You
Oh my
said
gosh, Fear.
that was in Typhoon, right?
In Typhoon, yeah.
God, I
So
hate this spell in Typhoon.
don't fly into this card.
Are you the kind of person who would often like force Typhoon off of River Mist and when someone's just like air grazing and then you just catch them with this?
With Exodia?
Mm-hmm. Does that work?
What's more fun than forcing Typhoon with Exodia is forcing Spring Haze.
Oh, that's right, because the extra
extra
spirit loss
speed-
off
the
of
extra-
grazing.
Graze, yeah, that it's like double the spirit damage on Graze. So Exodia and Spring Haze is basically Type 3 bullets. Very fun. I did that to Yossi Brains once.
Deca, how do you feel about this card? I'm convinced it's another one of the best spells in the game, just because of how devastating it can be.
Yeah, there's no point denying it. It is one of the best spell cards in the game. I think that if you are in very high level, Veil is actually better because of the counters, not counters, but the knowledge of dealing with Exodia that comes with the high level. Because if you, I was AFK for a bit. I don't know if DaBomb talked about this. If you use it in corner, then some people will ground stack to mid screen and then continue eating the bullets, and that's something that top players will not do. They will not ground stack, and then you have a limited space, of course, because the other bullets are still on screen, but they are getting farther and farther away. So it's not like your Kizami is much different from normally.
Okay, so I'm gonna just talk about, like, people want to know, like, how to counter this card, like how to minimize damage from this card. So I'm gonna talk about first Exodia crushes, because I like doing Exodia crushes against like newer players, and they never know how to deal with it. Like they always just like stay there and panic and block and get crushed inevitably. So here's the thing: if you are Yukari playing an Iku Mirror or Tenchi, and you get hit by an Exodia crush setup, put your controller down. That like you're just done. Like those three characters have very high crouch hitboxes, and they can't do anything about the card. As soon as you start blocking it, you're just done. So like 6-6B into Exodia, 5B, 6C into Exodia in corner, those will end the game basically.
Yeah.
Actually, let me explain something.
Yeah.
There's two use of Exodia. Like the first is the crush one, the 6-6B Exodia, 5B Exodia, 6C Exodia. Those are the crush ones.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it depends on your character size and dash speed to escape them in the corner. Like if you're Raisin, you can just hold 6D and get out freely.
Oh yeah, like Raisin and Suwako
Yeah, those
can
characters
just they can dash through Iku, and they're like Racing goes low enough to avoid like the super dense type 2 hitbox. So Racing can dash through.
For most characters, they need to like jump over Iku's head. Like,
No. Most
right
characters
after the flash.
No. It's tight after flash on most characters.
You
Here's
can
the- here-
crouch
most-
and then enter dash animation. Like you enter crouch for 1 frame and then you can enter dash animation from there and jump over Iku's
No,
head.
it's not. I don't think it's correct. I think the better way to do it is what you do is most characters can hit Iku and still be safe on block. Like still be safe, like even as the Exodia boats are coming at them. Iku does like 5B Exodia or like 6-6B Exodia. Someone like Remilia can do like D236C and just like dash out of the corner and take Iku along with her. Most characters can just hit 2A against Iku. Like Oku can do it, Mailing can do it, anyone can do it really. Like as long as their 2A is like fast. The reason that I think Yukari can do it too, but Yukari has to block afterwards anyways. So like Yukari can cancel the Exodia bullet with 2A. Actually, in that case, Yukari isn't a guaranteed crush. It's only a guaranteed crush against like Iku and Tenchi. Because Tenchi's crouch is ridiculously tall. Even if Tenchi crouches, she's still blocking Exodia. Same with,
from my experience, like the best route to escape is to just crouch and then high jump forward. Like
not forward. You high jump up.
Orbs or 3 orbs for most characters.
I mean, if you high jump forward, you're gonna go through like the super dense hitbox. You want to high jump up and then fly out. Most of the time, you just like hit 2A.
No problem. There's no problem in that. Like you can just jump through it as long as you jump like the first few frames of the activation, because there's not many bullets there yet, so you can.
No, but
jump.
Deca,
Doesn't matter.
like the bullet creation hitbox is also type 2 and it's very dense. Like the zone where Iku creates her bullets, right? Like you notice like when you land Exodia, right? There's 2 hit sounds that happen. One is like the sound where they're getting juggled on bullets, like a very light electric sound. And then like if you hit him at the beginning of Exodia, you get that like pow 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 pow, right? That one. That hitbox is also, or that was in Deca. That was Fear.
Yeah, that was mine. I mean,
Goddamn.
the main box, it doesn't drain a lot of spirit, so you can just dash through it with like 3 orbs or 2 orbs depending on your characters.
I mean, if Iku is doing like 5B, 6C, then you don't have enough orbs to high jump forward anymore. I think it's just safer to high jump up because you don't want to risk it.
I mean, I think it's easier to show though, so I guess next time maybe. So
I mean, if it's an Iku mirror, it's not gonna work.
No, I mean I can just show you the explanation video or something.
I guess. And then
Anyway, the next one is the Okizeme version.
if you
This
combo
one is
into it,
usually
yeah.
easier to deal with unless the Iku runs the delay bolt.
So
So
the way to deal with this is, if Iku combos you into the corner with this card, then you back tech in the corner. You basically stay in place and delay your wake up, so that more of the Exodia bullets pass by you, and you don't have to block as much. Like the expanding ring of bullets after Exodia ends, and like the bullets that float around, that full ring on block, if it passes through you on block, does like 1 orb on block. The only thing it does is prevent mash, which is pretty important for Iku, but you can border escape it, right? At that point, grazing it's not that dangerous. You can just like block it. It's not terribly dangerous to block. It's just, like Iku's running.
did you
delay.
mention about teching backward?
Yeah, I just said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, like, if Iku uses it like deep in mid screen, and there's like a ton of space between you and Iku, just like hold your ground. Really, like use that. Like you're gonna have like a small shrinking area to work with. Like, set something up. Like, find something that your character can use to like give you some cover. Right? Even if it's gonna get eaten by Exodia eventually, you want to buy yourself some time because Exodia will disappear before it hits the corner if you choose it too far away. Especially
Also,
if you like high in the air J8 Exodia, the Oki from that's really bad.
Also,
must
one
remember
thing, if you're blocking Exodia in corner, you want to try 6DD, as in offensive BE. It works against the Exodia and delay bolt setup sometimes if you read correctly.
Oh yeah, like Exodia.
Yeah, just basically don't high jump and don't BE up. You die. Just go forward.
So
Like Exodia Oki is overrated unless you run delay bolt. Once you start running delay bolt with Exodia, delay bolt on its own is like a guaranteed orb on like as soon as you set it up, and then Exodia is another guaranteed orb. So Iku's burst bullet is 5B 6C. 5B does 1.5 orbs on block, and then 6C does 1 orb on block. So as soon as Iku has that setup ready, she can just get 1 wrong block into her burst with Exodia, and like it's really hard to border escape because there's so many bullets flying around. Like a lot of like it's a very short time frame, and for like a large portion of the time frame, it's border escape tight. So that like delay bolt is what makes the Exodia Oki really stupid. Especially if I do it like high enough in the air and corner, I'll have time to set up 2 delay bolts.
I think you went the 5 card so much, but I think we also like to know about the stuff, because
Like tech?
reason that yeah, no, I mean, I think people kind of understand about the 5 card at this point, hopefully.
Yeah.
What we really need to go on about is also the general playstyle of Iku and the skills. But considering how much we went on the spell card, is it possible to have a general rundown all the skills? Like
The skills are gonna the skills. We can talk about that. Yeah.
For what I know, the Ikus generally don't play many alts. I think.
It's more that like basically, like for 236, you're running like bullet drill or melee drill. Disco step has its own purposes, but I think honestly it doesn't make your pressure as good as with bullet drill or melee drill. And then none of our 63s are used. Like really only scarf grab, because scarf grab's damage is really, really, really high. It also has like some air unblockable status, but those are really slow. So I think the card is too much trouble to learn. For 2-on-4s, basically Iku's default 2-on-4 is just not used. It's useless. And then you use Dragon Eye if their opponent's bullets are really light, and you use Flash if their opponent's bullets are really heavy. And then for 2-2, you use default 2-2 if you don't want to bother learning Delay Bolt. That's about it.
So
if you want to learn Delay Bolt, there's no reason to use D22 because Delay Bolt just, I think, objectively stronger.
So that's the general idea of basic Iku deck when it comes to skills.
The major thing that's preference is between Dragon Eye and like Flash. Dragon Eye controls a lot of space, it's slow, but it doesn't really cover Iku very well. It's not a very good defensive bullet, it's just a very aggressive, slow bullet. And then, Flash doesn't do a good job of covering space, but it's a like fantastic anti-air. Like it covers Iku's blind spots very, very well. And also it makes some of Iku's air strings unpunishable. The other choice that's stylistic is I wouldn't really say Delay Bolt in D22 because anyone who wants to learn Delay Bolt will learn it. It's just a better skill than D22. But the other one is Bullet Drill or Melee Drill. I prefer Bullet Drill because Melee Drill, like, even if it hits, it doesn't do that much. Like, you'll get the knockdown, but you get like 700 damage. And then, on block, it's just, well, it's blocked. Like, it's safe on block, but it's still really annoying to deal with, like, the follow-up, like, dash attacks that come after. Unless you're, like, Decarabia and you run, like, the Super Drill as well for the frame trap. Bullet Drill, though, is... like, it's simple to use at first, but the problem with this card is that it has so much practical usage that learning everything to do with it is difficult. Like, on the ground, it's basically a glorified 6C in block strings. It's tight out of more stuff than 6C. It does chip damage, it does more spirit damage. It has, like, better combo ability if it hits. It also is good in, like, as an anti-air sometimes. Like, if they're coming from, like, low. This card adds more damage to some of our combos. Like, it makes some corner combos do like 3k plus. And then she also has like the anti-air 236C that like shoots the bullet drill into the air. That thing combos into itself. Like at level 3 and level 4, it'll like combo into itself once for like 2.9, 3.3k, which is really fun. That also works off of 4A air unblockable. But just generally, the thing adds so much to her gameplay. No, that's a navel. That's definitely a navel. Here's an expert on that image.
Yeah, the artist of the Will and HM game makes really tight clothes.
Yeah, but yeah, like A236 is pretty damn tight into everything. The problem is that once you high jump after this move, your opponent is free to move around because you can high jump and go towards them, right? But you're slow enough that they have time to do stuff like they can throw a bullet, they can high jump backwards, they can dash under you. Pressuring with this move is not very easy. It just like if Iku's mid-screen pressure, like if she doesn't use 5C mid-screen, then her pressure sucks. But yeah, that's about it for the skills. One last thing. Oh yeah, one last thing about this card, A236. At level 3 and level 4, it's not board escapable. Like you have to board escape after the last hit. Whereas at level 1 and level 2, you can just block the first hit out of 4 and board escape immediately. That makes the card kind of weak. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Okay, so the last part. Today's podcast has been pretty long. So, two things. First, what do you think about Iku as a character in the community? Like, is she played, how she treats, and all that jazz?
Like she's extremely underrepresented, and people don't know how to play
Mhm.
against her. Like I feel like I get carried too hard by like people not knowing the matchups compared to me actually outplaying them.
So you would like to see more people pick up the character, right?
I mean, I'd like that. Like, there's 3 newer Iku players that like I've seen around. Sev, Sci-Fi Gemini, and then Shoebox is an older member in the community, but his Iku is still pretty new. The thing of the thing about the matchups that people complain is like, oh, there's this J2A that's like super long range, I don't know what's coming, and it's like, oh, I gotta block it, etc. It's like, Iku's J2A at max range blocked does absolutely nothing. The only thing I can do afterwards to follow up is like high jump J2A, which is crouchable, and also like punishable and whiff. The main thing that J2A does is just it punches mashers, it punches people who like don't respect your game. Because Iku's counters to J2A are nasty. Those things can do like 2.9k plus.
Outside of that, what you all the people perceive the character in the matchup.
People don't like playing against Iku. She's, like, they don't. Like most. Yeah. Thank you for the framed out of there. I'll talk about this move in a sec. People dislike having this character that has options at like very safe options. You beat Iku by going really, really hard, but if you don't do it correctly, like if you don't know what you're doing, Iku's just gonna like slap you out of the air. Like for certain matchups, like Oku doesn't have to respect Iku's cross-up shenanigans. Like Iku's cross-up fails on Oku because Oku can 3A before Iku's J2A comes out. Also, oh my god, I can't commentate with like Iron complaining about this character. Like I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, I'm invited for this like what 2-3 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm gonna get invited for this EQ podcast. I bet Iron's gonna be there and bitch about it. Thanks, Iron.
He's fulfilling his role.
He's like basically like that's what people dislike about this character. Her melee is extremely long range. Like her 6C is very annoying to deal with. It's a super fast snipe. She has really, really dumb meter usage. Like her skill cards are really good. Her spell cards are busted. But like people, like the main thing that people lose games to against this character is when I get knocked down as Iku, you need to go to hell in if I don't have Veil. People fuck up their Oki, they fuck up their pressure, and I like escape for free. The point of Iku is that Iku dominates neutral and she has like decent pressure, but if she gets knocked down, she's screwed. If you can't capitalize on that, then you're gonna lose games. That's like the main thing people get wrong against Iku. Hey, I don't need to bitch about Remy. I have
Okay. If that's the case, if people are so bad about this matchup and get so angry, what will you say to those people? Like, no, actually, explain how you're supposed to beat Iku in a short words because we're kind of lucky in time. So,
like, okay, people
give me the rundown.
Like block Z2A, lol.
Yeah, like people overblock Iku super, super hard. Like she only has one tight bullet, and that's 6C. And like after like 6C is super minus on blocks, you have to jump cancel it. And if you high jump after 6C and try to pressure after that, you don't get anything. Like they have to like stand still and like let you come to them with a J5A for the pressure to continue. Like if you're just standing there and letting Iku come at you, then don't complain when she crushes you. Don't complain when she gets like the free damage on you. Because if you're not doing enough to avoid her stuff, you can't just like sit back and wait for her to make a mistake. Iku's pressure is very loose, but it's very easy to do. No, only if you iron. That only works if you high jump up. Also, most characters can crouch into that. If most characters, if they do like a 6BE, high jump J2A will whiff. It's not low enough.
So, concerning Iku, what about the weathers? Because everybody always has some sort of benefit to weather. What?
I fucking hate snow. I fucking hate snow.
I know. I want to hear like what is the best kind of weathers that Iku can benefit from. Which ones
Okay,
does she want to
so
force?
Iku benefits from like anything that enhances her spell cards, like Drizzle, Cloudy is extremely good. Sprinkle and Hail are great too because Iku likes to use a lot of skill cards in her combos. So like Sprinkle and
Yeah,
Hail
I
are going to
agree.
improve that a lot.
Sprinkle is amazing.
River Mist is fantastic for Iku too because Iku doesn't care about like spacing; she just uses J2A. Typhoon is also really good for Iku. She just just jumps away and shoots J2A. It's very hard to deal with her. If you like overcommit to trying to attack her, she has 5B, she has Exodia, she has Thorns, she has D22. All these tools in Typhoon that do a ton of damage. They're like hard to avoid. As for like Sunny is also really good too, because Sunny makes her flight really stupid. Also, Sunny helps her defense by giving her free border escapes. As for weathers I dislike, like Snow is bad. Spring Haze is stupid because Spring Haze, like, everyone's done it where like you use Veil as a reversal and force a Spring Haze. Like, feels bad, man. And
Yeah,
then
against people, if you force Spring Haze or Sun Shower too, because she well is a defensive character if you start pressuring her too much, and this will obviously lead to some damage. The Diamond Dust, maybe.
yeah, Diamond Dust is like the double-edged sword though. Like, Iku and Diamond Dust is terrifying because she can do really stupid respect strings. Like 5 on Wake Up, charge Delay Bolt to do some stuff there. Yeah. Tempest is also really annoying because Iku's Tempest doesn't affect Perfect Flight, and Iku wants to abuse
that
Perfect
story.
Flight. Yeah. And so if there's like some character like Ai or Yomu and there's a Tempest on the Tempest up, like, it's impossible to react to their air dash anymore. Melancholy, I said that River Mist is good on Iku because you don't care about spacing, you just J2A, and you can still limit in River Mist too. Like, what else is there?
No, I think that just about covers it, really. But the next part is matchups. I want to start with Fear. Tell me a little bit about Iku's best matchups and then her worst matchups.
The best one is obviously the Oku matchup.
It's Sanae matchup.
There's no contest. The Oku matchup is obviously the best, and I guess there's like Sanae, and I think it's Sanae takes the closest one, but I think Sanae is fine. It's just Oku mainly. Nothing else is that bad. I don't think anything comes close to it. As for the worst one is, it's usually considered Raisin, but I also want to add some others like Aya. But it's mostly Raisin. Raisin is like the
Raisin
worst.
is like Iku's counterpick.
So yeah, that's it. I think Iku is overall pretty good, but she has some trouble against bullet-based characters like Patchouli, Yukari, and
Raisin, yeah.
yeah.
Also,
fuck
like
her.
hard rushdown counters are pretty hard. Like,
Sakuya is also pretty quite hard for Iku, but Iku has some weird advantage against Sakuya, so
oh
it's
yeah,
not that bad actually.
the high profile.
Yeah, the high profile and the J2A hitting through everything, it helps.
Yeah, Yukari and Patchy are just nasty for Iku because Iku deals with what the fuck is that picture?
That is an Orphish.
Christ. Anyways, fucking, oh my god, what was I talking about? Iku's slow and her hurt box is big and her like moves have big hurt boxes. So anything with like bullet cover can mess her up pretty badly. I can't talk seriously with that image up. Can you please change that image?
Yeah, it's gone. Deca, you're up. Tell me your best and worst matchups with Iku.
I agree with them a bit about the best and worst. I mean, I'm aware of how Oku is perceived and how she has this hard time, but also I like playing versus versus Machi and the other Okus, and sometimes they get so used to playing versus me that I forget about it. But I don't like playing versus those bullet heavy characters because of that, the bullets hitting you before your J2A actually comes out, or when you have to keep grazing in neutral to do something, but you can't graze forever because they will come with a melee or any other stuff. When facing against this kind of situation, against Yuku spamming or any other spamming, I find it more annoying than when I have to deal with hush down, because using those systems, Hangeki, Bomb, or even Veil, I think are more reliable than having to find the perfect angle to J2A and not be hit by the bullets.
Also, like matchups like Yomu and Remelia, Iku's mash is slow, and like her foray is pretty awful.
It just oh wait, it's the Carabia's answer, right? Can I answer or what?
Fear?
You can
I answer or Deka?
No, about what? What question?
About what?
I mean, you asked about the Yomu and Remelia matchup, right?
Okay, well, go ahead.
I think the matchup against the small characters are kind of miserable, but it's not really bad in a sense. Like, Iku has her own options, it's just stuff becomes really explosive. So yeah, that's for me, I guess.
I mean, for me, Yomu is more like Remelia isn't that bad. Like, Remelia has some skill cards she's really weak to, and Iku can like Veil, use bombs to get out of pressure. For Yomu, it's like it's just difficult to deal with her J5A. Like, you can like jump back J2A, etc., but J2A has that like retarded extended hurt box that goes like way past her hand, like halfway down the scarf, and that gets hit by J5A so often.
And another thing about the small characters, you two must have this memorized, but one thing really annoying is when you use 5A and they low profile and it just swifts.
Oh
So
my! Like,
it doesn't wrong block, it just swifts and you're punishable.
like there are characters that can low profile 4A. There are characters that can like dash into Iku and they'll avoid 4A because their dash is like their dash hurt box is placed forward. Because Iku's 4A, like the hurt box on it, like along her arm is this tiny little thin box, and then like the little spark at the end is like a small box too.
Raisin and Patchouli can also low profile and
I mean, like at point blank, I think like more than half of the cast can low profile 4A, but the thing is, at like half a character length away, that little like spark hitbox at the end of 4A and 5A, that'll hit crouching characters. And if they're crouching that, they're gonna get wrong blocked.
Okay, so as much as I'd also love to argue with you about the Patchy Iku matchup, we do need to move this along a little bit because we're almost out of time. The last part is her tier placement. Now, from what I know about Iku is that she's placed in like the high A tier, I think, and I think this is honestly quite fitting for the character. But yeah, I don't know. You can tell me otherwise.
Hi, my name's Mabel, and Iku is C tier.
Ah, damn it, Maybell. Not right now.
Whiskers is godlike. Disco Step is godlike. Iku is bad. My name is Mabel, and I approve this message. Like, honestly, like Iku is like top 5 character probably. Actually, I mean, she's just top 5 character. I don't know where she is in top 5. Probably not like second or first, but something along those lines.
yeah, I agree. A plus. I think it's a nice position.
Like she has, like I think Iku's a very well designed character. Like she has very clearly defined strengths and very clearly defined weaknesses. Like playing against her like makes sense.
All right. So there's nothing really much to discuss about the tier list then.
I mean,
guess that's
not really.
gonna-
Like tier list placement isn't that important. Like everyone like knows this character is good, right? She's not the best character in the game, but she's very solid. She just has a couple of bad matchups that hold her back. And that's more or less it.
So,
Like this character is like not very highly debated on the tier list. Basically, there's not much discussion here.
at this point, are we missing anything?
No, I'm just gonna show off a couple videos. Go ahead.
Cool. So then we reached the end. Okay, so I guess that was Iku. That was a lot of stuff actually. And do you feel you have, do you feel you have something else to say, DaBomb? And you guys, you guys, you guests, do you feel you have something else to say at this point?
Not too sure.
I mean,
I'm
that's actually pretty good because it means you feel like you said anything. I mean, everything.
Wait, but okay, hold on. About that video that just played, isn't it bad to like dash into Exodia like that?
Not
Like,
really.
because if I do it off 6xb, yeah, you can do that. But if I do it off like if I do it off like 5b or something like that, then you're gonna run out of orbs. Or if I do like a wrong block 5b and then into Exodia, like
what,
isn't it safer to just like crouch and then a high jump?
high jump is kinda riskier usually because you go through more and you also need to fly after the high jump. So yeah, you need more spirit, I guess.
Do you? But don't you go over the Exodia?
Sorry, what?
Don't you go like just over the Exodia?
No.
Like because like what people like do against Nico is like they'll like dash into her, right? But then what that does is like it makes the Exodia pattern really weird. Like it spreads out the bullets across the whole screen.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to push too far. Like, just push enough until you got enough. How to say it? Basically, you want to spread the bullets a bit so the bullets don't get concentrated in one spot, so you can jump through it. Because if you jump through it with every bullet still there, you just instantly get crushed. So you need to push them a bit.
This video is so fucking good.
But yeah, basically, if you are already hit by 5B60 into Exodia, you're already fucked up. You cannot escape unless you're a special kind of character.
But like most characters can also just like 2A Iku and then jump out too, right? Like they
jump
can
out
like
is-
they can hit Iku before she creates too many bullets.
That one is
Most
a
of the
bit
time you
RNG.
get some damage
You
of-
cannot really save yourself with your 2A. Like, if the bullet hits you, then you're fucked. If the bullet doesn't, then you might be safe, I guess.
I mean, like if you do it fast enough, then most characters can 2A it.
No, the issue is the bullet is RNG.
Oh yeah, the Exodia bullet creation RNG.
Yeah.
People like what we're talking about here is that when you use Exodia, every time a bullet is created, whether it starts moving left or right at the beginning is random. It's just completely random. But I think that like most characters can like even if the bullet goes towards them, they can just 2A and be safe.
I won't say most characters, but some characters can 2A and
But can't
so
remove
depending on
like,
how many spirit they have. Like if they're at 2 orbs, they 2A, they die anyway, so It doesn't really matter.
Hell guys are ALML.
I'm looking for the video where I got the Oki version. Give me a minute. This one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, 6-6C is slow but very good. I like that move a lot.
Okay, but I think that's all the videos I can actually show off for now. Outside of that,
Okay.
I'd like to ask, how was your experience on today's podcast? Did you enjoy it? Do you think you would ever want to see yourself come back on the podcast? I know the layout's kind of messed up right now, but Irish had to leave earlier.
I mean, like, I wouldn't have much to talk about other characters. Like, anything I need to know about other characters only relates to math knowledge for Iku, so... I don't think I'm a very good choice for this podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm very thankful you guys could actually join today and talk a little bit about Iku. This was probably one of the most informative episodes yet. That data dump.
Are you calling Fear, Deca, and I boring?
No. I'm saying that...
For making this fun.
No, Adept had a lot of data to dump, alright? And it was just as interesting. There was nothing boring about it.
I mean, like, the main thing I came here to do is, like, people complain about my character way too much, and they don't really actually bother doing anything about it.
Yeah,
So I
dude.
figured it'd be a good chance, like, to come, like, onto the podcast and tell people, hey, people, this is how you not get blown up.
Yeah, just
Like,
imagine
they don't know,
how
they don't know what, they don't know, like, they don't know what Veil even does. They don't know how to
I'm
deal
sorry.
with Exodia. They don't know how to deal with thorns.
That's
There's,
true.
like, too much.
Well,
like,
we
people
did see
don't
a
know-
couple
Iku
videos
is
about it
pretty
just today.
complicated.
What's up?
Iku is kinda complicated. Like, her spell cards are kinda complex to understand, I guess.
I mean, like, her spell cards have really, really unintuitive ways to counter them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how the Iku podcast is going to go. Or, I'm sorry, not the Yuko podcast. Because that,
Yuko
yeah,
podcast?
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that
You'll be
episode's going to
happy.
be fun. I'm not too sure I'm going to have for that one yet. I'm sorry, Fear, but I don't really have the time to show off your other video right now. I do have to close it up. So that
Right.
is going to wrap up today's podcast. Thanks again for joining. I don't know, maybe I'll ask this, have you guys again in the future, but next episode should be, actually, I do not know. We're probably gonna have a quick poll in the announcements on which character we're gonna tackle next. So stay tuned for that and get your vote in. As for the stream shilling corner, I'd like to shill the fuck out of Irish09 Slasher on Twitch. He's another streamer who plays a lot of Soku. He does a lot of tournament streams. He does a whole lot for the community, so I couldn't thank him enough. So do check this guy out. As for upcoming events, next weekend we do have another crew battle. This one's actually being held by Irish, and it's going to be 4v4s all up until everybody gets knocked out. And I think it's just going to be standard double elimination, so look out for that. If you don't have a team, join the Hisouten Discord. If you haven't done that already, I have a link below on my channel. And that should be it. And of course, next weekend we will have the next Dream Chaser. It's a low to mid level tourney run by Genki, streamed by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you would like to add, Genki?
Did we shield everything? DC, BB. Did you talk about beginner's beatdown?
Yeah, we did.
We did that at the beginning.
I'm kind of distracted. Unless
I'm doing
unless
a weather
Deca.
video with Genki
Okay, there we go.
and Irish, and right now there's not much to say about it, but it's something we've been creating. Should be up in some weeks, I think, to help mostly beginners and mid players to deal more with weather by not being too passive about it, but not just using the system card. I mean, with your gameplay decisions also.
Yeah, basically, teaching video. We need those. We need Soku content.
Yeah, just after this podcast, I don't know. I don't know if Irish is gonna do it again, but Genki and Irish like to do they like to do labbing streams if you want to watch them.
We need to still, have a decent schedule and whatever. So look forward to that. Hopefully, we actually get some specific timing, or better time when we do those streams. So it's mostly aimed to beginners rather than players that have already played the game for like years and stuff. So expect really, really not so good knowledge about the game. Me and Irish. So our ideas are just ours. So outside of that, I think we went through everything.
Shout outs to my Brazilian friends, my Brasil porra, for my beloved community. Sorry for my hands, people. I like to be here, and I don't know much about the Hisouten community, although I've been semi-active for the last few years. But I like talking about the community aspects and the psychological aspects of the game. So that's it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Glad to have you here too. The last thing I will shill though is if you have missed any of the podcasts, any of the past Dream Chasers, need to watch any of that Soku content, you can find all of it on my YouTube channel at YouTube/ I think it's DJ Zero Fuse. Yeah. And that's about it. I have to shut down now. So go ahead and say peace out.
The SS in his Twitch channel stands for Shill Shill.
Shill.
We will see you guys next time on this stream on friggin' Dream Chasers Tourney probably. So see you till then.
Bye.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you later, guys.